Hey guys, this is RyGuyGaming here today, back with a new video. And today I'm actually going to be doing something pretty different from what I normally do. I have done speedruns in the past, but today, well, I guess those were of Doom, but today we're going to be speedrunning Spyro the Dragon. We're going to be doing the 120% category, and this is pretty much a blind run. What I mean by that is that I've watched speedruns before of this game, but I've never actually sat down and practiced it. I have played this game plenty of times, but I haven't actually looked up and tried to memorize routes or tricks or anything. So this is just my game knowledge plus anything that I might have picked up from speedruns. So here we are in the game. This cutscene is unskippable. You have to watch it every time you reset. But once you watch it here, you just kind of jump down over here and grab these gems. I always overshoot them and have to turn around to grab them. You can see by the attempts I've already tried this twice. Or 3 times I guess. I wasn't very happy with my start on the other 2. But anyways, so now we're into the Sunny Flight level. If you remember from my Spyro 1 playthrough, this is a flight level where you have to go around and just flame different objects in a certain order. The flight levels honestly aren't too bad when it comes to speedrunning. They're pretty lax, and I don't have the routes down 100%, especially not for, I think Night Flight is the one that I don't have the route for down at all, and Wild Flight, but I think this one, I kind of have the gist of it. You come over and do these planes while you wait for the next train to roll around, and you try to snag some of these arches along the way. I don't think I was supposed to grab that arch all the way back. Well, you can't see it anymore, but I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is pretty much a blind run. But anyways, if you look at the total time for this video, which I'm sure you have, yes, I am going to be trying to I am going to try to commentate for the whole 3 hours and 20 minutes or whatever this is. We'll see how that goes. As far as how long it should take someone to play this game, I think the world record is a 1 hour and 21 minutes. I don't remember exactly. I think that's the most recent one I saw. Which is insane, and obviously 2 hours faster than my time. But, you know, I think if I were to actually sit down and learn some routes, memorize some gem placements, stuff like that, I think I could get well below the 3 hour mark, so somewhere in the 2xx range. And maybe if I don't know, I'd have to see how I felt after learning all that, because I'm sure after learning all that I'd get the movement down. I feel like the time it takes to go from, I wasn't supposed to get this dragon here, but I grabbed him because I'm dumb. I'll show you what you're really supposed to, or I'll tell you what you're really supposed to do. You're supposed to come out, grab those gems, hit this guy like that, hit him here, and then get the dragon while you're getting that gem. But yeah, I didn't do that. So anyways, the next level we go into is Dark Hollow. Anyways, what I was saying is, I think once I get down below into the 2 hour range, I think breaking down into the 1 hour range will be easy, because, you know, as I'm practicing, not only am I learning the routes, but I'm also getting better at controlling Spyro's movement. As you can see, I'm kind of messing up a lot with where I want to aim and stuff, and point Spyro. He's really weird to control in this game, and I think I had some issues with my emulator. As you can see on the splits there, I'm playing on the emulator, but for some reason I couldn't push the jump button right after I let go of the charge button. I don't know if that's specific to Spyro 1 or if it was an emulator thing, but I've recently messed with my emulation stuff, and hopefully that shouldn't be a problem anymore. But anyways, basically in this game, and something that I do really bad at, you should always be charging, and whenever you need to make a turn, you should jump. So if you ever see me, like, yeah, I think right there I tried to jump after I stopped charging there, but it just ate my input. And you'll also notice during these first couple levels that I'm like particularly bad at pointing Spyro and like do some stupid stuff. It's because I'm playing with the D-pad. Every runner I ever ask says they play with the D-pad. I just can't get used to it. So after about like 3-ish levels, I switch over to the analog stick, and while I still do horribly, I think I do a little bit better. It's just way more comfortable. Even as a kid, I don't think I ever had the controller for PS1 that just had the D-pad, so I'm just not used to it. And I think the dude that had the world record actually plays with analog stick, so I don't feel bad for playing with analog stick anymore. Anyways, I think I'm doing this in this level all kinds of out of order. I still am not sure what the real order is. You might even ask why I'm bothering to commentate this at all, and you'll definitely be asking that at the end when I show you something that's kind of unfortunate about this run. But it's basically because I want to have like a start point. I think it'll be kind of fun if or when I do more of these to have like a really bad point to start at, so that way in the future, if when I ever improve, we can look back and say, oh haha, I was so bad back then and I'm still bad now, but at least I'm not that bad, you know. So but yeah, I was talking about the turning and then I got distracted. Basically, you'll notice whenever Spyro, like, especially when he does a 180, he'll do like a kind of pivot animation where he like spins around. Basically, you want to avoid that, and that's why I said whenever you turn you want to jump, because jumping and charging is quicker. And yeah, for whatever reason, I guess I just need to practice it, because I just wasn't doing it the way I should have been. Like right here, I get hung up on that wall. Like, sure, I'm jumping, but really when you jump, you should be like charging from your jump. You shouldn't just be, okay, this jump sucks. I've actually practiced this just for fun, like during lunch at work, and holy cow, it took me a long time to find the right spot to jump from. So there's something in this game. I haven't been able to figure it out. To me, it feels kind of random, but I think for speedrunners, they've figured it out. Apparently, Spyro will jump higher if you jump at the end of a charge. See, this is where I'm running into the issue though, where I'm trying to like jump right after a charge, but instead it just makes me either charge jump or it just doesn't jump. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you jump right after a charge, because of the momentum and speed you have built up, apparently you're able to jump higher than normal. I don't know if I've gotten that to work, like if I'm just bad at it, or if it was just because of the way my controls were set up. And keep in mind, I'm complaining about like how my controls were set up. That could be a non-issue. I could just be imagining it. So here we are entering Toasty. I think I spent too much time in the homeworld here. I think I grabbed more gems than I should have, but that's just because I don't know the route. This level I get absolutely spanked by all the mobs. It even happens during casual play. Only just recently have I really like gotten good at not getting absolutely murdered by these enemies, but even still, because I'm trying to go fast, I'm just making dumb mistakes, and I think I'm still playing with D-pad here, so it makes me do even dumber stuff than I normally would. And yeah, here, if you've watched any of my other Spyro playthroughs of the first 3 games, you know how Sparks works. But I'll do the obligatory explanation for anyone who doesn't. So Sparks, that little yellow dragonfly that follows you but isn't right now, is your health indicator. As you take damage, he'll change colors. So he goes yellow at full health, he goes blue at 75, he goes green at 50, and then at 25% health he goes away, and then of course if you get hit again while he's gone, you die. And so yeah, but of course the other bad thing about not having a Sparks, besides being 1 hit away from death, is I actually have to run into all the gems, and where I'm absolutely atrocious at using the D-pad right now, I'm just missing all the gems. So sometimes during this speedrun you might notice you can skip these dragon cutscenes by mashing the X button, but on the Reignited trilogy, which is what I've been playing the most recently, just because it's just more accessible, since it's like I don't know what happened right there, but the Reignited trilogy is just a little more accessible because it's a modern game. I can just fire it up on PC and play it. But you actually, I think you mash the triangle or Y button on Xbox to skip the dragon cutscenes, but on this game it's X. So sometimes I'm mashing triangle instead of X, so sometimes the dragon cutscenes might play a little longer than they're supposed to. Wow, that's so bad. So with the exit portals, there's only 3 exit portals in the game that you have to go through in this category. And technically, you don't even have to. Like, if I did a different route, you'd only have to go through 2, but if I did the different route, it actually has a harder trick that I didn't want to take the time to learn yet. I tried to practice it a little bit, but it was a little hard. I'll point it out when we get to it, but now we're going into Stone Hill. But anyways, yeah, I have to go through at least one of the exit vortexes in this homeworld. Which I did in the Dark Hollow level, if you remember back. And that's because that actually opens the last level we did, which was like the boss fight. So yeah, that's why I had to do that. So this level is one where I suffered greatly, which happens a lot, but this one, even to this day, I've probably played through this level at least 10 times by now, and I still get lost and lose gems and stuff in this level. So, or I don't get lost, but I just like forget where gems are. So yeah, this is a level that I will definitely need to focus on the route for, just because as you'll see later, it's really open, and it's really hard to keep track of where you've been and where you need to go unless you have a route. So here's a trick that speedrunners do. They can somehow jump up this fountain to get up to the upper level. I can't figure it out. I think I actually got the higher jump right there. That looked a little higher than normal, but I can't be sure. Yeah, I have no idea how they do this, because even when I land here, I just roll off. I don't know how they're able to jump off that, but I just give up because it's probably not the best time to practice. I do later on practice a couple tricks if I think I can do them, or if I just want to give them like a couple tries. So if you see me wasting time, that's probably what I'm doing, is trying to do a trick or whatever. So something else that I didn't really think about at the time, actually I won't talk about that yet. I want to see me actually mess up with it first, because I've actually been doing it right as far as I've seen on this level. So yeah, this is the way you're supposed to get up to the second level. Yeah, see right there? I think I was pushing triangle instead of X to skip the cutscene. That's why you actually saw the dragon before he disappeared. So this is how you're supposed to get up to the second level. And I'm kind of doing this zigzag thing because I know I'm going to miss gems up here and I don't want to. But as you can probably guess by the way I'm talking about it, I do end up missing some gems and have to search around a bit in this level. So another thing you'll see here is these thieves. And in Spyro 1 they aren't too bad, at least not in the PlayStation version. But they're still, if you don't know what you're doing, they're still slow to catch. Of course, there's ways you can position yourself to be able to catch them right off the bat. I just don't know those yet, so that's something that I will have to learn, is how to most efficiently catch those thieves with the eggs. Because those are part of completing the game 100%. You do have to get all the eggs in the game. And I don't remember how many there are, but there's enough. So yeah, pretty much from here on, we're just... Oh my gosh, I just saw the gems that I ended up missing. Yeah, that's really unfortunate that I didn't see those. But yeah, this is just one of those levels that we'll have to improve with practice and studying up on the routes. So now that I think I have all the gems up here, I come down here and I start grabbing all these gems on the beach, and there's this key in here. I think I already should have grabbed this dragon by now, but I'm not sure. So one thing about these wooden chests is I'm pretty sure it's almost always better to charge them. I spend a lot of time, like right now, trying to flame them, but the problem with flaming is that the gem doesn't home in afterwards, so you kind of have to sit around and wait for Sparks to pick it up or go closer, because Sparks' range in this game is garbage. In the next two Spyros, it's pretty decent, but in this one, yeah, you have to almost be touching the gem anyways to be able to pick it up. So I pause right here because this is normally where you'd quit. But obviously, I'm forgetting a couple of the gems, so I have to run around for a little bit and look. Unfortunately, there's really no way in this game to know which gems you've missed. Unless you like have the game memorized, of course, but I don't at this point. I mean, there are obviously some areas that are more likely than others. So I was pretty sure that if I did miss gems, they were either in that open area or they were up here. And in all honesty, they were probably up here no matter what. But I just had to double check there too. Just because this isn't the only level like this where you have a big open area, which is kind of interesting. I don't think a lot of the... I can't really think of a game or a level in the later games like this one that has big open areas like this, where you can basically run around wherever you want. A lot of the later games have more kind of pathed in levels, I guess. But yeah, there were the last couple gems. That's unfortunate that I didn't see those, but you know, being able to look at it from an outside perspective is nice. So yeah, Collecting those should have been faster. I should have been jumping and charging. Like that. That was a good example of what I should always be doing. Where you jump, turn in the air. I wasn't sure if there were gems up here. I just need to remember there's no gems back there, which is interesting. Another thing I have to remember is to keep track of which enemies I kill. So almost every enemy in this game, I think every enemy actually, drops gems the first time you kill them. After you kill them, they only drop those little orb things. And what those do is if you get 10 of them, I think, I don't know how many, but if you get a certain amount, it gives you an extra life. So it's kind of a way to replace the blue butterflies that show up in the later games. So right here, I'm not gonna like point it out in the video, so I'll just have to talk about it. You can actually glide along this wall to the left to get into Toasty, so that circumvents the need to go through a vortex in this homeworld. So you actually kind of change the route a little bit, and you actually come to this level second if you plan on doing that wall glide glitch so that you can get out of bounds and go into the Toasty portal. Because you can just go behind the giant dragon head and get into the portal that way. Because a lot of the things in this game and in the later two Spyros usually don't have collision on the backside, only on the front. So if you can get behind something, you can go through it most of the time. So yeah, checking for gems. Gotta go up these stairs. Pretty much anytime you see me walking, unless I'm like specifically waiting for something to happen, I'm basically wasting time. I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, I should pretty much always be charging. Even if I only have to move like a couple inches, or feet, or meters, or whatever you will. So here is, I think I try it here. Here's a trick that speedrunners can do. They can actually get up here from that step that I'm trying to jump from right now. This step right below the top. And I almost make it once or twice. I think I try this like 4 or 5 times. This is another example of the skips I try. I'm not sure if it just depends on your jump or if you're supposed to like hug this tower right here so that you can keep your height. Because if you hug walls good enough with Spyro, sometimes he kind of like maintains height. But this is the intended way to get up here, is to just jump on that platform. And it's honestly not too much slower, so I think for a while, unless I really decide to practice jumping from that stair, I'm just gonna waste the extra like 2 seconds or whatever and climb up the extra 2 steps or whatever. This is something that I need to get better at. I don't want to die, which is weird because if I'm playing casually, I'm a lot more reckless. I'm an idiot for this, for falling right here and here, but yeah, for whatever reason, when I'm supposed to be going fast, I'm a lot more careful when I'm near edges and stuff. Like, I mean, I guess it's because I'm like, oh, I don't want to die because that wastes time. But then again, so does being too careful. So you have to just get good enough to where you just don't die, I guess. So then you don't have to worry about it and you don't waste time. I think I fall again here because I'm an idiot. Yeah, so I do this a lot in this run. In this game, sometimes if you don't jump soon enough and you jump like right on the edge, you'll actually basically like just glide right off the edge. So instead of jumping, it just kind of eats your jump and you just glide. And it's really unfortunate because then you get no height to glide. So yeah, it just sucks. But now I finally make it across and we can wrap this level up. So I'm pretty sure, but besides maybe like some out of order gems, this is pretty much the route you would take through this level. So you would get to those stairs, you would go over, get the thief, come around here, get all the gems up here. Yeah, I should not be flaming these. I should have charged through both of those. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Excuse me. Yeah, and then you... but yeah, I don't know what order you're supposed to grab all this stuff in, but I know the route's pretty much right. The problem with my routing, though, is I know the route's better. Yeah, and then you're supposed to quit right here. It's kind of hard to tell when you have all the gems. I think, for the most part, the pause screen will have your updated gem count. Like, so if you watch at the end of levels and I pick up the last of the gems, the numbers take forever to roll over. But usually on the pause screen, it will have the exact amount, but I think that doesn't happen sometimes. So like sometimes I'm like not sure if I've grabbed all the gems. And it's kind of like, am I good or did I actually miss stuff? So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I will have to figure out how to tell. I mean, I guess the best thing you can do is just be so memorized that you don't even have to look. 'Cause you probably want to try to be like counting Sparks' gems. Like as you run past gems, you want to count how many you pick up, like you hear or see get picked up. So you're like, oh, I missed one, or you're like, oh, I got all those, you know? Like if you run past a couple gems and you're like, okay, I should hear like 3 jingle sounds. So this level, I think this is where my routing knowledge particularly falls apart, is on the homeworlds. I just can't remember the homeworld routing for some reason. I think I actually spend too much time here and get too many gems. I think I'm basically just supposed to beeline for this level. Especially since I missed these crates. And that gem, I should have just grabbed those on the way out. That's something that I need to get better at, is like rerouting immediately, like on the fly. And that's why I think any percent runners are crazy, since they don't have to grab everything. They only have to grab a certain amount of everything. They basically have to like think, oh, I missed that, I'll have to make up for it later. And so yeah, that's crazy to me. But like in 100%, you just say, oh, I missed that, I'll have to grab it later, but I can probably do that when I'm coming out of the level or when I'm looping back around to get this other stuff. So it's just interesting how much you really have to kind of be focused. Like it's not something you can just kind of chill and not pay attention to. So right here, I was trying to get the thief into the right spot so that I could kill him with that turbine thing. So this level introduces 2 new kinds of crates. You saw the jump crates where you flame it and the gem pops up and then you have to jump and grab it. There's also these turbine ones where you have to flame them at least 3 times and that before they blow up. And when they do that, the top pops off and it can actually fly out and kill enemies or break stuff or whatever. And so I was trying to line up the thief so that I could kill him properly. Or, I mean, sorry, kill him with it. What am I trying to say? So I think these guys swinging the birds around are funny. I don't think you'll really be able to hear it in this speedrun. And I don't know if the video is still up on my channel, but I have a video called Run This Dry Canyon. It's because if you've ever heard the song Run This Town, I don't remember who it's by, but I know Rihanna's in it. There's like this, like, it sounds like there's a duck in the background, like it just quacks like to the beat or whatever, like it's just like wah, 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 and it's so funny. And the ducks, when the guys swing them around, kind of make the same sound. It's a little bit slower than it is in the song, but it's so funny to me. So I just put the song in place of the like sound effect when they're swinging the duck. And I don't know if that video is still up on my channel, but I thought it was funny. I sent it to a couple of my friends. So normally you can wall glide up to there where I was trying to glide to. I didn't even get close to getting the wall glide. But yeah, you can normally wall glide up there so that you don't have to climb up here. But either way, it's still like, yeah, my jump just got eaten again right there. That's unfortunate. And I keep bonking. I think bonking is one of the like probably the second most disappointing thing you can do in a Spyro run behind dying. It just feels so bad. I don't know why, but it just like kills your momentum and you're just like, oh my gosh. Alright, so yeah, you want to fly around here and come up here and grab these and get the key. I don't think my routing for this level is very good. I think this route is particularly based purely off my game knowledge. I think if it isn't the speedrunning route, it's at least kind of close, minus like an area or two. Like I think I should have came up here earlier. Well, I don't know. But I think for the general overall route, like rushing to the end and then getting that key and then coming over here, I think that's pretty much what you want to do. So with these big enemies, you'll notice when I flame them a lot, or excuse me, when I flame them, I'll kind of jump up after I kill them. And that's to get their gem, because you'll see whenever I kill an enemy, the gem kind of pops up. So you can just kind of catch it, because sparks won't actually grab it until it hits the ground. Or unless you charge an enemy and it homes into you. But sometimes, I don't know how to get around this yet. I'll have to like watch other speedrunners and see how they do it. But a lot of the times when I do that, I jump up to grab the gem. I'll go back to charge and I'll hit the dead enemy's hitbox and just bonk on them. So I need to figure out how to like either go over or around the enemy. I don't know. So here's what am I trying to say? Here's a jump I was trying to make. Sometimes in all three of the Spyro games, if you like turn Spyro around, somehow he like gets extra height. Don't ask me how, but I can never do it. Like I've tried this in all three of the games, like this turnaround jump trick. I think I got close like once or twice there, but I've just never been good at that trick in any of the games. The speedrunners always make it look so easy, so I assume it's just one of those things that once you learn it, like it's not too bad, but it's kind of tricky to learn, or maybe I'm just an idiot. But I don't know. Because yeah, they make it look so easy. Like I only ever see speedrunners fail those kind of jumps. Like if they do fail them, it's like once and then they're just doing it again. But most of the time they just get it right on the first try. But yeah, we're zooming along now. So with these, normally you'd want to run into them and headbutt them or charge them, because they blow up faster. You don't have to wait for their fuses to run down. They'll blow up instantly and the gems will home in on you. But because I only have a green sparks, obviously I don't want to do that, because I'd take damage and then I'd have no sparks. But if I had a blue or a yellow sparks, I probably would have ran into at least one of those. So here is where the key goes. And just a couple more things you can grab. Yeah, right here. You see on the menu it was at $3.95, but I actually did have all the gems. Maybe I hadn't collected the last one by the time I paused it, actually. I don't know. I didn't see. I guess I could rewind, but that would kind of mess up my commentary and I'd have to like edit it more. Which I'm not looking forward to editing a 3-hour video, so I want to do as little of that as possible, to be honest with you. So this is another instance where I think I did okay on the route there. Like all those guys, if I would have been quicker, I think they would have pretty much all been in my way and therefore would have been fine to kill. So this level is one of the ones where it suffers from not really routing. The routing's pretty self-evident here, but it kind of suffers from me not being able to do a couple tricks. One of them is being able to glide around this with a wall glide. So I don't really like to practice tricks where you just like die. So I only try this twice. You see I like flop right there. Basically you want to hug the wall enough to the point where you maintain your height, but if you hug it too much you'll just flop and stop gliding, so it's kind of I should also glide around this. You can see me looking at it trying to gauge, but I'm like, I just wasted 2 lives. I don't want to mess with that. But I probably should have given it a go. I don't think that's as hard of a trick to do. I could be wrong though, but yeah, that basically just lands you right here, so you can just hop up and get all this stuff quicker. And then, yeah, this thief, this is another thing where I think game knowledge will help me. I just messed up right there. I should have had him right there if I wouldn't have messed up. Yeah, man, I was playing Reignited on this level. So before I did this run, I did just like a run through and Reignited, and you can't do a lot of the same tricks, but I was just going through and doing the routes pretty much, trying to just get in one more, I guess, practice run. I don't know what my real time was, but I think my in-game time was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I don't remember. Or no, it was probably closer to it was probably closer to 3 hours now that I think about it, because all in-game time removes is the load, so that can't be more than like 20 minutes, I'd imagine. So it was probably like 3 hours. I think it was like 250 something. But anyways, yeah, I remember the thieves were way harder to catch on Reignited. They took forever. So here's a trick that I actually was able to get after a couple tries. If you flame and then charge jump, you can actually direct your flame up. You see if I just jump? Yeah, like that. If I just jump, my flame just went forward and so I wasn't able to hit it, but by doing the charge jump flame thing, it's not super hard to do, which is why I was able to do it. But it's just you just kind of have to wrap your head around the 3 buttons that you have to push and in what order. I'm not even sure of the order right now myself. I think I'd have to have the controller in my hand to figure out what order I'd have to push the buttons in, but yeah, these cauldron things, for some reason, I either miss them every time, like with the flame breath. Ideally, you should kill the mom or whatever. I call them moms. That's probably a bad name for them, or like big mamas. Ideally, you should kill them and flame the pot with the same fire breath, but yeah, I hardly did it this time around. And the gem that pops out afterwards is kind of hard to grab, because I don't know if it goes off in a random direction or what, but yeah. Alright, so now we have to go to the next part of this level. This is one level where I'm pretty sure I'm doing at least kind of a proper route. I think there's a couple tricks I missed to get up to certain places earlier, but I guess there's really only one way to go through this level, so it's not like there are too many routes you can actually do in this level, because this is basically the casual route that anyone playing casually would probably do anyways. These gems are kind of annoying, so you want to try to charge the birds at all costs, otherwise you have to try to jump up on their perches to get their gems, which is not ideal because it takes forever, at least for me. So, yeah, that bird didn't even see me. He didn't even know what to do. So, you want to make sure that you grab this dragon because it activates a whirlwind so that you can get back up here without having to climb up and fly around. But here's how you can get over here without doing the trick. Well, the intended way, I guess, to get over here. And I flew right over these gems because I forgot they were there, which is silly because when I was playing Reignited, I'm like, oh, I need to remember to grab those when I come down like that. But yeah, I totally spaced it. And then here I was like, oh no, where do I go? Because I think I should have glided? I don't know. I should have glided over here and then glowed over there, but I just wasn't paying attention. Here I'm like, oh no, I'm still missing gems. But yeah, you have to glide over to the stuff over there. Wow, that was a horrible jump. No wonder I didn't make it, LOL. Wow, did I really? Oh yeah, I remember. I don't know why, because that was a horrible jump, but I was like, oh, I wonder if I can make it if I jump from here, but maybe I could have if I wasn't taking a dumb angle. I actually don't remember if you can make it from there, but I don't know what I was thinking here. Sometimes when you're sitting there trying to play a game and the clock's ticking down, you do stupid stuff. See, that was a way better jump. But you'll notice I'm still missing 5 gems, so that sucks because I actually don't know where it is this time. I'm pretty sure, I think that it's like over there, in the area where the birds were, because that would be the most likely area I would miss a gem, but I just wanted to climb this and check just in case if I missed anything, and I'm glad I did. I don't know how I missed that chest right there. And I probably still should have, even though I was right next to the portal, I probably still should have start and quit the level because it is faster because you don't have to watch the animation of going up into the vortex. There is actually a speedrun category that a lot of people run these days. It actually looks kind of fun. It's called Vortex Percent, where basically the only goal is to get to every vortex in almost every level as quickly as possible. So I kind of get gypped here because the cannon aims for the wrong thing. I don't know what the heck that first shot was, but the second one was supposed to hit that metal crate right there. But instead it went and hit that like jump crate. I don't know what you call them. And yeah, I'm having troubles with the cannon here. I don't know what was happening. Just being an idiot, I guess. I don't even know if I'm supposed to do this right now anyways. And I was kind of like, just like, well, I guess I should just grab all the gems anyways. Yeah, I really suffered here for not knowing what route I should be taking. I bet I wasted a lot of time here. Which we will know for the next run, hopefully. Which I'd like to try to do. This video will probably come out way after this, but I'd like to try to do a practice stream where I just watch some route guides. And go through levels and practice some stuff. And I'll probably do it before this video even goes up. So hopefully by the time this goes up, and I probably should have waited to do the commentary until after, so that way I can like kind of actually point out what I did wrong, because right now all I can really say is like, yeah, I think this route was okay, I don't know. But oh well, I guess you can just take this like as if it were a live commentary, but it actually is after the fact, because I wanted to do a live commentary, but I just didn't. I didn't think I could sit there for 3 hours and play. I can't remember if I said this earlier in the commentary, but I asked people how long they thought it would take me to run this game for the first time, pretty much blind. I think they thought I meant like having basically never played it before, but I have played it at least, you know, like 8 or so times, 8 to 10. So they're like, oh, it'll probably take you 4 hours, which I guess wasn't far off. As you can probably see by the length of this video, the final time was closer to like 3 hour, 20 minutes or something. And so, yeah. But I didn't think I could sit here and do a run and talk at the same time for 3 to 4 hours. And it took me forever to even find enough time to set aside to do a full run. It's not often that I find myself with a free 4 hours. So, this is the Dr. Shemp boss. For some reason I keep forgetting the name of these levels. But this boss, he's pretty simple. He just has some patterns you need to memorize. I don't know what happens right here. I missed this like 6 times because I guess I breathed fire. I think I'm too close. I think if I had stood back further, I think I would have hit him better. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think I was too close right there, so it was just kind of like eating my flame when in reality it should have like spread out. Oh my gosh, I just saw the crate I missed. Yeah, normally I never miss gems on this level when I play it casually, but I just ran right past that crate. I don't know how I didn't see that. I guess I was just too focused on dropping down. Cause yeah, you can see right here, I'm like, oh no, I'm missing stuff. So I thought I like missed a crate, maybe I dropped down too soon, but no. This Spyro, at least I couldn't do it. It doesn't seem to have like a auto camera behind you kind of thing. Like in the later Spyros, if you push, I think it's both the camera rotate buttons, like the shoulder buttons, the camera will go behind you. This Spyro doesn't seem to have that, so really the only way to get the camera to go behind you is to hold triangle for like the look around mode, but even that's kind of slow, which is unfortunate. I think actually the best way to get the camera to get behind you is to just charge off in a direction, but a lot of the time you'll be doing that blind. So yeah, basically at this point I'm just like, well, I don't know where it is, so I guess I have to rerun the level and then I die like an idiot. Because of Spyro's floppy controlling. That is one thing about this game. Like I said earlier, this game is all about the movement. I think I said that earlier. There isn't really a lot of glitches and skips. It's all about your movement, but that doesn't mean that the movement is easy. And I think that's why I didn't play this game as much as a kid. I owned all 3 of the Spyros, but this was easily the one I played the least just because I didn't, you know, it was harder than the rest of them, and it was probably just because I didn't really like the way Spyro controlled, as far as like from the rest of them. So yeah, now we're going to do another flight level, and I'm pretty sure this is the one. This is probably my worst flight level. Like, I don't know the route here at all. I think I actually try a route. I don't remember if it works out though. It probably doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I remember now. Yeah, I think I restart this level like 3 times and lose a ton of time here. Like I said earlier though, the good thing about the flight levels, I don't expect them to be too hard to memorize. the flight levels, for the most part, they aren't as much about your execution as they are your route, at least when it comes to like saving big time. Like if you're racing for like individual level times, obviously getting your movement right's gonna save you in the little times, but if you're just trying to save big time like me, it's really your route that's gonna help you out. So I pretty much just end up doing this level, the vanilla route, which is still, if you're just a casual, it can still be pretty tricky, but if you know what you're doing, it's not a bad route to do this the intended way. One thing about the flight levels I forgot to mention is that that I should have done more, is that the closer you fly to the water, the faster you go. So it's actually kind of a good idea to kind of like dip down every time and then fly back up. Which is something I do not do in this run, but I need to do. So, yeah, that's something I need to work on. Especially for levels like Sunny Flight, where there's a lot of downtime where you're kind of just flying around the map. A couple times I forget to look at the splits. I don't actually have this route memorized. Obviously, but I mean, like, I don't even know what level I'm supposed to go to next. Like, I know all the names of the levels and stuff, so I would know where to go. I would just forget to look and see, like, okay, what level's next. So sometimes you'll see me like jump around a little bit before I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be going somewhere. So this level, I have no idea of the route. I kind of made up my own when I played Reignited the other day. So I kind of just come to the end here and basically play this level backwards. You'll see me you'll see me grab a lot of the extra lives, and that's not something a lot of runners do, or any runners do, like high level, because I think there's only a couple intentional deaths to like reset yourself. I couldn't tell you how many, I don't remember. I know of at least like 2 or 3 off the top of my head, but I don't remember if there are any others. Yeah, that was weird. I thought I heard a gem drop and not get picked up, but I guess it did. Yeah, sometimes the sound effects mess with you. You think you'll hear like a gem, but you actually picked it up, or you won't hear a gem, or I mean you will hear it and you didn't pick it up. I don't know. It's kind of funny that way, but yeah, anyways, the reason I'm picking up extra lives is because I figure I'm probably going to die later in the run, especially when we get to like Beastmaker Homeworld and stuff, and I do not want to game over because that's like the real time waster. So these lamps, man, I don't know how you're supposed to go past these quickly. I almost died like twice I almost fell off the edge twice in a short amount of time, but after that first time almost falling off though, you can see me take these at a lot slower pace. Like I'll line up and charge into them nice and slow. It's because after that first time almost flinging myself off the edge, I think I was like, I'll just take the time loss and line myself up properly, but I need to figure out how to get at those quicker, because I waste a lot of time lining myself up with those in this level. Good thing that this is really the only level where there are those, like, where you have such a tiny target to charge at right next to the edge. Just double checking, sanity check for gems. Oof. Hopefully I'm able to line up the audio okay, so I'm actually like reacting to what's happening in the video. I think I should be fine. Yeah, so right here, I should not have grabbed these gems. You actually loop back to here later in the level. And so I should have just left those because it's actually slower to grab them, because then I'm going there twice instead of just once, which is obviously something you don't want to do. I don't know how I didn't get that gem there. And there's probably a better way, assuming my route is correct, which I never should because it probably isn't. There probably has to be a better way to do this cave also, because I'm going to be going through this cave again here in a minute, like backtracking through here. And there's going to be nothing in here because I'll have already gotten all of it. So I need to figure out something. So a lot of times, this is a habit I have to get out of. A lot of times speedrunners will run around, and if they get hit, they just kind of ignore it and keep going. Obviously, unless their sparks dies or he's too low for them to do like a skip. Dang, I missed a red gem. I just flew right over it to get the dragon. But yeah, this one takes me forever. Look. Okay, there we go. What the heck was I talking about? Crap, I totally forgot. No. I hate when that happens. Oh yeah, I was talking about sparks and stuff. So, most of the time, if you get hit, it's better and it saves more time to not try to get a butterfly to heal Sparks, because when Sparks is eating a butterfly, he can't collect any gems. And so, it actually, unless you are able to run right into the gems and you don't really care about having Sparks at that particular moment, most of the times it's better to just eat the damage and not heal from it, unless you absolutely need to, or unless you're coming to some chests that you can like charge through, for example, where you don't really need a Sparks. So yeah, you see this whole time I haven't picked up a single item. I've just been backtracking back to here. So there has to be a better way. Well, obviously there is a better way to do that bit. You'll hear my audio popping a lot in this, and I'm really sorry about that. Apparently it has something to do with the CPU mode on epsxe. I guess there's two modes. There's like interpreted mode and then the other mode that I can't remember, but it starts with a D. One of them is basically like, I actually don't know how this works and I'd be really interested in learning, but I know what the interpreted mode does. It basically takes the MIPS commands and converts them into graphics and sound calls and everything and the logic, and so it's basically like the super accurate one, but it's slow, because it has to interpret each line of MIPS one at a time. And on modern CPUs, it really shouldn't matter. Like, you should be able to emulate a PlayStation 1 game on the interpreter mode fine on most modern systems, but you know, back in the day, a couple years ago, when people, you know, or if you're like playing on a garbage laptop or something, you might want to use the faster method, and I'm really curious how that works. That's something I want to look into. But anyways, apparently that can affect the audio sometimes. So I am sorry about that. I did switch emulators recently. I'll tell you why specifically later in the run. But yeah, there's the gem I was missing. And I have to wait for it to hit Spyro so that he actually collects it. That's something you have to keep in mind, is that you need to wait for gems to hit Spyro or else you won't collect them. And so you don't want to quit out of the level too early. But yeah, I actually switched emulators to Duck Station recently, which is nice because I don't think I've ever had a computer where I haven't had at least one problem with epsxe. This computer, my most recent one, I probably have had the least issues with. Like, I've been able to run every version. I think I've tried 3 different versions of epsxe on it so far, and every one has worked fine. See, I shouldn't have grabbed that rabbit. I should have just kept going, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing going so slow. I think I'm just making sure I haven't missed any gems, but yeah, usually I have like graphics issues, like black screens or stuff looking funny. But yeah, I guess this time epsxe decided to hit me with the audio popping. Apparently you can fix it by turning on interpreter mode, but as in true epsxe fashion, when I turn that on, my graphics get screwed up in this game. It's actually kind of weird looking. I should post a video of it because it's interesting to see, but like the text goes all janky and the gems look really weird. I can't really describe it, but basically it makes the gems look like stars and really pointy and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. So now I have all the gems here, so I can just run over to the balloonist so we can go to the next world. I'm sure there's a route that I can do that will put me closer to the balloonist once I get the last gem. But I don't know it. In the fast route, you're actually supposed to grab a lot of the stuff earlier on. Like, I think you do a circuit of the level before you even go into some of the levels. And so the faster route doesn't have a lot of these like homeworld splits at the end of the homeworld. Like I just got done with the Peacekeeper route. I don't think the faster splits have that segment because you're supposed to get all the gems as you go through the level. But in this one, it's kind of like, oh yeah, you'll still have some stuff to mop up because you went the pleb route because you're still learning stuff. So yes, this is the Dreamweaver's homeworld, and so we are going to do Alpine Ridge. I don't know what I'm doing here. I probably should have just ran straight into Alpine Ridge. I'm pretty sure that's what you're supposed to do. I could be wrong though, because I can just kill all these enemies later. I think this homeworld is where my run really starts to go to crap. Not that it was anything amazing before, but this is this is the start of my particularly rough homeworlds. And now that we're about an hour in, you know, it's starting to be like, oh my gosh. I don't know, I'm just not someone that really sits down and plays the same game. Like, I can game for long periods of times, but most of the time I end up like switching games. I had to make sure I grabbed these because last time I played I missed those and had to run around looking for them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I should have lined up and hit them all 3 in one charge. There's just like a lot of little things. So right here, I was kind of getting fed up of having to spend forever looking for gems on levels. So I keep backtracking to make sure I didn't miss any gems, and I thought I actually did miss one right here. I thought an enemy dropped a green gem that I didn't grab, but I must have grabbed it because it's not there. So now we get to fly over here, and I'm fairly confident with the route of this world because it's basically the casual route, which is always nice when the casual route and the speedrun route line up, because then I actually am able to do it. Yeah, but these wizards kind of spank me. Oh, I guess I didn't. I thought I got hit by that one, but I guess not. Rip. Yeah, ideally I should be charging these enemies so the gems home in. I think you should really only be flaming big enemies and then doing the jump trick I talked about earlier. I was too far back for it to work there. I should have charged that chest, but like I said earlier, I was against charging stuff near edges for some reason during this run. I should have just went for it considering how many freaking lives I had. But I don't know. There are a couple spoilers, I guess, but there are a couple levels in here where I waste quite a few lives. But that's okay, because I guess you could just look at it as all potential time saves. See, that was a nice turnaround. That should be what I'm doing every time, is jumping up and then charging in a new direction. But I just don't do it. That one I tried to do it, but it still didn't work. Yeah, man, I think I'm just like expecting Sparks' range to be better than it is. Cause like, there are so many times I just run right past a gem that I should have grabbed. Or it's times like that where Sparks is eating a butterfly. So yeah. I think I tried to charge that one, because I should have, but I just got mad because I kept bonking on the big guy, so I just flamed it, even though by that point he had despawned. Thought I missed a gem there. I don't know why that guy didn't hit me. I was standing right next to him. Yeah, I don't know. You'll notice that I do that a lot. A lot of the times when I'm trying to flame the wood chest, it can take me like 3 times to frickin' flame them sometimes. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the thieves in this game are really easy to get. I don't know why they're so easy in Spyro 1. They definitely made them harder in Spyro 3 and Reignited. If you can just catch them with the old flame charge. I'm glad I saw that crate there. I would have been upset had I have not. Oof, no. You'll see, so this is something that I wanted to talk about. You'll see that I stepped on the dragon pad right there. Before I tried this. I did that on purpose. So, because I die right here again. When you step on the dragon pads, it's basically like getting zapped by Zoe in any of the other Spyro games where it sets your checkpoint. So all the enemies you've killed will stay dead and you'll respawn there. So anytime, unless, or I shouldn't say anytime, but most of the time that I step on a dragon pedestal or whatever, it's because I want to make sure that if I'm going to do something kind of difficult, and I want to make sure that I actually respawn at the right place. So that I don't waste a ton of time when I die. So every so often, I just wanted to make sure that I got all the gems and dragons, because believe it or not, sometimes I've actually missed dragons before. I don't know why I'm in this habit, but sometimes oh, so here is the thing I was talking about where the lid actually flings off and kills people. So you saw the lid flinged off and killed that guy, so I could actually lower the wall without having to kill him, because otherwise I would have had to either like run away and then come back when he had lowered the wall, or I would have had to go around the other way. So I think I'm doing okay. Obviously this is slow, but I think I'm supposed to grab all this stuff right now. Obviously I'm not supposed to miss these enemies. Anyway, what was I... Oh yeah, so... yeah, sometimes when I play this game, it can be easy to miss some of the dragons, especially because I have this really bad habit of not grabbing them as soon as I see them. And some of them you aren't supposed to. Some of them you are supposed to wait to grab till later, but most of them, if you see it, you should grab it, but for some reason I don't, and so I've actually missed dragons before, so I'm more so checking dragons than gems, to make sure that I get all of them, because the gems you can just check up in the corner, but it's not like it says you have this many out of this many dragons. Yeah, I don't think the game ever tells you, except on the inventory screen when you've gotten all the dragons in a level. So, yeah, I got hit by his tornado there. Wasting time grabbing a fodder, classic me. This level is kind of annoying, just because this is one, again, that really suffers from not having the route memorized. I probably could have made that glide earlier than I did. Anyways, just because there's a lot of places to go, and I'm not sure which one. I should have charged all those. This level also has a couple instances where you need good execution, good movement in some certain places, which I have not practiced. So there are a couple times where I have to do things that you normally wouldn't have to do, or alter my route a little bit, because I am too slow doing something. So this will probably be an interesting level to learn. So here's a thief, and here's some of these. This one I catch at a weird angle. It seems to fly off at whatever angle you're looking at, like, or, you know, like ricochets. So I just killed the thief with the lid of that other one that I blew up. But yeah. Because otherwise you'd have to chase him around the pool, which isn't hard. You can usually just glide across and get him. But that usually causes you to fall into the pool. And I guess it's faster to just kill the thief with the lid anyways. Or the turbine top, I don't know what you want to call it. So right here, I am pretty sure I jumped into the wrong cave. Because the other cave is higher, so I could have just glided. What is the past tense of glide? I have no clue. But I could have just went down from the higher cave to the lower cave. But instead I went to the lower cave first like a dummy. Oh wait, that was the higher cave. Never mind. I should have just glided down anyways. I'm pretty sure it's glided. Yeah, that was dumb. I should not have fallen off. So yeah, you can't, at least in this area, you can't die from falling off the map, because these fairies will catch you, which is nice. I guess this is kind of like the practice level for treetops. I think if you're good, you can actually hit all 3 of those with the supercharge, or at least 2 of them. I'm not sure, but it doesn't hurt you if you hit them with the supercharge, as you saw, which is nice. So you want to try to get as many of them as possible. And yeah, this level has another thief, so we're gonna run after him. And the thing with the thief routes is that I'm not very good at is obviously you either want to do one of two things. You either want to catch the thief on the first circuit like as soon as possible, or you want to grab all the gems as you're chasing him. I think I should have turned around here. I think I was closer to the beginning. Maybe not. Anyways, or as you're chasing him around, you want to grab all the gems, but I think it's usually faster to just kill him at the start and then just run through and grab the gems without having to worry about chasing him. So this is the part where I think you can do better if you weren't me. I think you can usually kill 2 or 3 of the spiders with the supercharge. If you were able to make it up those steps. I was not able to though. So that means I have some spiders that probably shouldn't be there. Just because the supercharge is so hard to control, but unfortunately it's also a really powerful movement tool, so it's definitely something you want to be able to control. And yeah, I should have been faster getting here as well, because I think you can kill that spider down there and this one all on the same like super breath power up duration. But because I was too slow getting all the gems up top and then dropping down, I wasn't able to get this one. So these guys, yeah, if you haven't figured it out, or if you haven't watched my original playthrough, or seen or played Spyro, whatever, these guys can only be killed by supercharge or by getting kissed by the fairy and having the flame power up. So you kind of just need to run away from them unless you have either of those abilities active. I just missed the gem, but obviously I can't really care. I waste time right there because I didn't know where I was going. Thankfully, I didn't know this, and that's why I'm running all the way down here, but thankfully that was the last spider I had to kill. I don't even think they're spiders. I don't even know what they actually are supposed to be. Maybe they're closer to like beetles, but like I'm not aware of which bug has that big of pincers. But yeah, I was just trying to make sure I got all of the bugs before the power-up ran out, so I wasn't really concerned about getting the gems. Did I split early there? I can't tell. I normally try to split when the gems leave the chest, but I think I split early there. Yeah, I messed up right here. I was supposed to supercharge all the way around and like kill a bunch of guys and stuff, but I'm not good at this game. But I guess that's okay because I missed that guy, and that would have not been a good guy to miss. You're supposed to kill both of them at the same time. So yeah, I was supposed to kill that, kill him, and then kill this wizard. And not get zapped by the wizard. And then run in there. But, like a dummy, I come over here and get this key. And you'll see why this is a huge mistake later. I actually don't know when you're supposed to get this key, but I don't think it's right now. I'm pretty sure you're just supposed to make a beeline pretty much straight for Wizard Peak while you bust open that one heavy metal chest. So this level, I watched this level in a speedrun recently, and my route is kinda scuffed, but to be fair, that's because, well, actually I changed my mind. It's okay. I just forgot something. So I think I am supposed to You know what? I can't actually I can't actually remember what I'm supposed to do. This is why I need to practice this freaking game. But okay, yeah, I remember. So I wasn't supposed to glide down to where that wizard was that I killed and then jump down into that room, because that basically puts you like right at the end of this little area here. And so I'll show you what you really want to do once we get back to the beginning here, because I'm playing through this section backwards. Alright, so yeah, so I was supposed to come over here at the start. That was good. And then, yeah, come over here, blah, blah, blah. But instead of going around to the side and flying over the wizard, I should have came over here and went this way. And I'll tell you why once we get back inside, but there's no gems over here. But I didn't know that. And I will probably end up checking that again in the future. Just because it feels like there should be gems there, because there were gems on the other side. So yeah, I should have came over here and killed this wizard, and then went inside and killed everyone on the inside. I'm pretty sure. Then what you do is you free this dragon, and then you can actually use this supercharge right here to get up and kill that second wizard that I jumped to and killed first. Yeah, I mess up right here. I mess up a lot. There's a heavy metal chest you're supposed to break open with the supercharge, and I totally missed it. And I don't think you're actually supposed to come over here yet. Ooh, I almost fell off. I think you're supposed to jump to one of the other platforms first, and this one is the second one that you're supposed to jump to. But what do I know? I'm just a measly casual that took 3 hours and 20-ish minutes to beat this freaking game. I actually don't even know if that's an improvement over my first time when I speed ran it when I speed ran it in Reignited Trilogy. I assume it is. I don't know. So yeah, I'm kind of just making stuff up. I don't know how that guy died. Oh, I wonder if he got hit by one of the turbines. That's probably what happened. Because you saw he like died delayed, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't hit that guy. I missed him. He must have got hit by one of the turbine tops. Anyways, there's a thief back here. So what you're really supposed to do is jump over to this tower pedestal thing first, kill the thief, and jump off so that you respawn back at the top of the supercharge, and then you're supposed to go to that other tower that I went to first. And along the way you're supposed to crash open that heavy metal crate right there that I missed. So yeah, now I'm going to try to crash it open. And I think I miss right here because I'm an idiot. Yep, I do. Yeah, it's really hard to, at least for me, it's really hard to pick up gems while you're supercharging. So here I try to... Oh, never mind. I guess it's not right here. Oof. Yeah, these guys were weird for jumping over. So here's another thief that runs around the pool. As you can see, if you just glide across, you can snag them easy. forgot what I was gonna say before that. I think that's the only time I get 2 of the jump chests in the same breath. Most of the time, if the jump chests are right next to each other, you're supposed to get both of them at the same time, like same fire breath and the same jump. But I just could not do it this time. And I actually ended up with all the gems, so that's cool. Oh yeah, I was talking about how those blue guys were weird to jump over. I kept like missing their gem or like jumping on top of them. So yeah, now I get to go to Crystal Flight. And so you want to come through here. This one, I think it's, yeah, this one, I have the route okay. I just missed the couple of these planes, which really hosed me, even on my retry. So you pretty much want to pull down and right as soon as you start. And you want to get all the planes pretty much right off the bat. And then I think you get the gold chests and the arches in like the same time, pretty much. Like you go for the arch and the gold chest, but... And then you get the rings like almost last, I think. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think this route will take me very long to learn because it's almost the way, well, it would be the way that I would do this casually if I could execute it right. So I think this level will just take me some practice, to be honest. But like I said, that's the same with pretty much all of the flight levels. Which, yeah, is cool. It's nice that these levels exist. I saw, I always see on the Spyro subreddit, apparently a lot of people have real issues with these flight levels, and I feel that when I was a kid and like the first couple times after that I played these games, even as an adult, these levels are hard. Especially because the game kind of tricks you, and a lot of the times the route that they have set up for you is not really viable unless you play kind of perfectly. So usually it's easier to come up with like a crazy route. What happened to that dragon? Was that dragon there when I went in? I swear I did not pick up that dragon. What the heck? Oh, so I'm trying to get the key chest, but what I didn't know and what I now know is that the key doesn't save through levels. So yeah, you actually have to get the key and use it, which I'm not sure where I would do this. Like, I don't know how this fits into the route. I'll have to check on this, but yeah, I do not remember picking up that dragon outside of Crystal Flight. Was that a bug? Because if that's a bug, that's not good. I'll have to look into that. Because, I mean, I ended up I completed the run. I got 120%. So I must have collected him at some point, or at least the game thought I collected him. But I swear he was there before I went in, because what you're supposed to do is go in through the portal in the back, and then when you come out, you'll grab the dragon, but he wasn't there. So yeah, I just wasted a butt ton of time having to go get that key and then go to the chest again. But now we have to go fight Blowhard. I shouldn't have bothered with these wizards here. I should have just ran in, because now one of the wizards doesn't have a gem. So yeah, this is another boss level. I just went back and watched the clip, and yeah, I never collected that dragon, so I don't know if that's an intentional bug, because I don't think it is. I'll have to play with that later on. duck station and see if the same thing happens. Because if that happens, that's kind of unfortunate. Because it's kind of funny because that's not the first bug I've had like this where I thought something that wasn't supposed to happen happened. Yeah, Blowhard Shreks me right here. I thought I breathed fire at him, and so I was waiting for him to drop the gem, but he didn't. So I was like, oh crap, I actually have to hit him. I missed. So now I don't have a sparks for this next little bit because I don't think this level has any fodder on it. And if there are, I don't know where they are. But yeah, I'm kind of worried about that missing dragon. Because obviously, but like I said, the game let me 100% it. I almost wonder if I grabbed him before I went into the portal, because I kind of like flung through the portal to the other side. So yeah, I die right here since I got the dragon checkpoint so I can get sparks back. And I think that's pretty common for speedrunners to do, is to kill themselves. I need to remember to turn left right here when I come out of that area, because turning right is the way you're supposed to go, but I need to grab those first. This should have charged that, although that one might have knocked me off the cliff, so I don't know. I would have had to come at it from the side. Yeah, I freaking flamed over his head right there. You'll notice, yeah, I'm missing gems. This is, I think this is like the first time I've ever missed gems on this level. At first I was kind of worried because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even think you can get back. But I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure. Usually in this game you're able to get back to the start from the front, and yeah, you are. You just glide back down the mountain. And thankfully the gem I missed was just right here, but I don't know what I'm doing. I think I didn't notice that I actually had all of them, or maybe I was trying to get back to the end before I'm like, oh yeah, idiot, just exit the level. But yeah, that was rough. So I should not have killed that guy. Why did I come out of the portal on that side? I swear. I wonder if it depends on what side you go in the portal, what side you come. No, it shouldn't. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I swear I saw another runner come out the other side. I don't know. So many things about this game that I don't even know what the heck's going on. Alright. Now we are entering the stage where the run really eats it. Like, if I was doing any kind of good before, which I wasn't, this is where I really start having trouble. And this homeworld is a beast casually too, so like, I kind of expected it, but at the same time it's still disappointing that it happened. I don't know why I went for this, that was dumb. I did practice it a little bit though, and I am able to get both those guys in like a one cycle now, which is cool. Yeah. Thankfully, this homeworld is really easy to route. I tried to roll into the portal, but I missed. Because it's kind of like set up on islands, and each portal is on an island, so you just gotta be like, oh, I'll just grab all the gems on the island, either before or after I go into the portal. So yeah, it's not... I could kind of guess what I think is close enough to the route for beast makers. It's not like peacemakers or artisans where everything's kind of just thrown around. Or frickin' Dreamweavers with that random chest that needs the key. Who the heck knows where that goes into the route? Because I don't. think I was trying to kill the big enemy with that, but I ended up killing a chicken instead. I made sure to get those crates right there because I missed them on my last playthrough. Spyro Reignited lets you point sparks at gems you missed, but on this game, there's no way to do that, which is unfortunate because Spyro 2 and 3 both have a find gem mechanism. This is the only game that you're pretty much out of luck if you miss gems. You just have to go run around the level for an hour and check every nook and cranny. Which is something that I really like about Spyro. I like how none of the collectibles are like too unreasonably placed. At least not in this game. Well, I guess there's some areas that are kind of, you have to like make a leap of faith, but usually you can like logic out the leaps of faith, so it's not too bad. But what I mean is some games, you know, will have like crazily hidden stuff. But usually, if you just try to like look in every nook and cranny in a Spyro level, you'll end up finding everything. So, which is pretty much what I end up doing most of the speedrun. Is just making sure that or trying to make sure that I go to every corner of the level. So back there, you can actually do a wall glide and get across to the other side. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish with that. I should have saw that coming. Might have been... No, it's probably better that I didn't kill myself there. Although I think I end up dying here anyways. So, if I was smart, I would have flamed that guy. Obviously, your flame can reach further than your charge. So when you have an enemy that is just out of reach, you want to flame them like I did there. Although it probably would have ideally been smoother. Yeah, and I didn't do it again there, even though I literally just died from it. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But... oh, and then I try it and miss. Holy cow. The funny thing is, when I was playing this on Reignited, I flew through this level. Like, I don't think I took any damage, but yeah, for some reason, this playthrough, it's like I forgot how to play this game. I just took all the damage that I normally take back when I was inexperienced. I just saw the 2 or 3 gems that I end up having to come back for, so that's unfortunate. Oh, did I see them? Nope, I went to double check to make sure I got everything, and I looked everywhere but where the gems were. That's embarrassing. Holy cow. Yeah, I scuffed this jump because I wasn't sure where I was trying to land. I'm actually not 100% sure if I'm messing up this jump or if it's just like not where I'm supposed to go. This is like one of the hardest jumps in the game in my opinion. Like, you have to get it just right to be able to land up here. It makes me wonder if that's not where you're supposed to fly to and I'm just making this hard on myself. Cause yeah, I end up getting it, but like it feels way harder than it should be. Spyro 1 has some tight jumps, but that's a really tight jump for this game. And then, like a dummy, I have to come back down here anyways, even though I probably shouldn't. I I think this is where trying to stick to what I've seen speedrunners do hurt me. Because I think they can make that jump there, but I can't. So that actually kind of hurt me. What I should have did is go finish the level and then come back to that part last, because I just could have glided over there from here way easier than trying to get back up onto here, because I think this takes me like 4 more tries at least to get back up here, which obviously wastes a lot of time. I get killed on these Beastmaker homeworlds. I wouldn't be surprised if I waste a good hour just on this homeworld alone, or yeah, just on Beastmakers alone. Probably not actually, but I do spend, yeah, my jump just got 8 there. What are we at, like 4 or 5 tries now? Oof, that one was close. I didn't think, I thought that, yeah, I don't know what I thought, but and then like imagine if you just biffed off right here. So yeah, really, you just come up here to grab some extra gems and grab these rockets. And you want to make sure that you fly over here and get those. I learned that when I played Reignited, so that was good that I remembered that. Because I accidentally dropped, or not accidentally, but I intentionally dropped down. And then I was like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, you can see now I'm like, oh no, I'm missing gems. Here we go. I didn't see how many I was missing, but I think it was quite a bit. I usually end up missing gems on this level. This is an easy level to miss gems on, because there's a lot of those nooks and crannies that I was talking about. And because I'm apparently blind and unable to check in the right spots, even when I double check to make sure I did grab all the gems. So yeah, most of the time I know where I need to go, but this is one of the levels where I have no idea where I would have missed gems, so I was just kind of running everywhere. Yeah, that was rough. How long did that take? What's that say? Yeah, like 10 minutes for that one level. That's insane. I think that level should only take, what, like a minute? If even? I don't know. Spyro levels are ridiculously short if you know what you're doing and you can do it well. So this is an example of how the routing is good, because I can just kill these guys, grab these gems, and then... oh, I guess it's Wild Flight next, so I thought it was Misty Bog. That's interesting you come to... So maybe I should have just jumped straight. Yeah, I forgot you couldn't charge these guys. I knew that guy was there. I just thought you could charge them. I probably should have came straight over to this island and not worried about killing that boar on the island with them. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think stuff like that can almost kind of be down to preference, though. Alright, here's Wild Flight. This is where I encountered my bug that I actually recognized was a bug. Unlike that dragon thing that I didn't really notice until now. But this level, I'm actually not sure what the intended route on this level is. But I kind of play it backwards, I'm pretty sure. Man, I was doing bad this time. Holy cow, I just missed like 3 planes in a row. I think for some reason I have to play this level like 3 times, which is weird because yeah, I think for some reason I don't know, but you see these 3 boats. I have no idea why they're, oh yeah, that's why I had to start over, because I hit the boat. Usually they should all just be kind of spaced out from each other like everything else, but yeah, for some reason those boats, they were just, yeah, I went the wrong way here, so I reset. I should have went the other way. But yeah, for whatever reason, I've tried this on every, like, at least 3 different epsxe versions. I tried a bunch of different graphics settings. I tried a bunch of different emulator settings. But those boats would always clump together, so I actually went to ask about it. And apparently it happens on real hardware. Someone showed me a video where if you do this level, I guess in the route I'm doing it, those boats tend to clump together. I guess those boats are some of the buggiest things in this game. So yeah, so I guess that solves this, but I still have to figure out what the heck was going on with that dragon coming out of Crystal Flight. Because obviously, if I have bugs like that where dragons just freaking randomly collect themselves, I probably can't submit this to the leaderboards, but we'll talk about that closer to the end of the run. Oh, where am I going? Do I fail here? Oh no, I thought... Oh, there were 2 boats left. Okay. Because I saw the one boat going the other way and I was like, did I not see it? Am I dumb? But I guess I had 2 boats left, so I'm like, I might as well go against the grain so I can catch them quicker. For some reason, I don't know if this always happens with the whirlwind, took a while to turn on, so maybe I should save the gem collecting until when I come out, so that way I can collect gems while I wait for the whirlwind to turn on. Yeah, unfortunately I do that a lot, where I kill an enemy just to make double sure that I got the gem, when I probably don't have to. So pretty much every level in this game, the first thing you should do when you zone in is turn around. That's just the way Spyro works. Oh yeah, and this is probably the hardest level in the game, casually at least, so that also means that it's the hardest level in the game for me speedrunning it. The enemies in this game in this level are insane. Like, specifically these freaking frogs. They're like horrible. I don't know what they were thinking when they're like, oh, let's just chuck in the... I don't know what I just bonked right there. What just happened? But yeah, that was a costly death. I had to start this level over. At least I guess I got some practice with jumping and collecting the orb things, because I didn't do it the first time around. So yeah, this is... I guess I'm doing this just to practice. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, you don't want to get eaten by those trees. It takes a long... The animation where you actually take damage takes a long time. Like, they kind of chew on you for a second and then spit you back out. And every time you get eaten, you lose a good, like... It's like 2 seconds long at least. Maybe more. So if I was good, you can actually make the glide across there, but I fail and don't try again. And that's the way that you should go. But because I'm not good, I just take the regular way, which basically just wastes, I don't think it wastes too much time. I think it ends up being just a little bit of backtracking. And since I missed this guy, oh, I go back for him anyways. That was dumb. I should have just not went back for him. But yeah, it probably in the long run only saves a couple seconds in the end, maybe like 5-ish or more, I don't know. Actually, I guess it would take yeah, see, look at this. Okay, never mind. That was more like 5 seconds. I forgot you like beat your way out of him. Yeah, get up those stairs. Stairs are hard in this game because like sometimes you want to charge jump up them, sometimes you want a regular jump. Who the heck knows? And yeah, this is dangerous to have a green sparks here. This is a pretty difficult part of the level. Yeah, these guys with the knives, they like chase you down. Did you see that guy? I'm pretty sure I was pretty far away from the area where he stands, but he wanted me dead. Yeah, I basically just need to get better reflexes for that kind of stuff. Like, you know, flame when you see the frog, charge when you see the metal guys, stuff like that. No sparks is rough. If I had to pick one level that I think I was the most like disappointed in, I think it would be this level. Even though this is probably one of the hardest levels, I think I do like horribly in this level, disregarding that fact, or even regarding the fact that this level is hard, like in and of itself. Like, I'm interested to see what the final time is on this level because it's probably really bad. Actually, is this the hardest level? Maybe when it comes to enemies. Well, I don't know. You know what? I'm calling it the hardest level. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future, but for right now, and considering how I did on this level, oh my gosh. So what I'm doing here, I am someone who, well, I died right there to get my sparks back, but I am someone who kind of spams buttons, especially when it doesn't seem like they're being responsive. So when you fall into this kind of like water swampy stuff, Spyro has a delay before he'll jump back out again. And so I was mashing X because he wouldn't jump out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, hurry up. And so what would happen is he would finally jump out, but because I had been mashing X, I don't know if I would just keep mashing it or if it had like buffered it, but it would like oof, that was bad. It just ate my jump and I can't get back up here. But yeah, I don't know if it would like buffer my glide or whatever, but I would end up gliding and oops, I just put my arm on my phone. I don't want to crush it. It would just make me glide across the platform. Frickin' heck. Yeah, and then I do it frickin' again right there. Holy cow. This is probably like the stupidest part of the level. Like, getting up here should not have taken that long. That was ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure there's only 2 fodders on this entire level. This one and another one. I could be wrong, but there are not that many. And which is weird because you take you can take a lot of damage on this level. This level is ruthless. I have to grab that because I'm like, holy crap, I just lost freaking like, what, 2 lives that I shouldn't have because oh, maybe like 3 because I think I killed myself intentionally twice and then I died a third or something. See, that was good. I killed the enemy at the same time that I got the butterfly. That was good. It was still slow, but it was better than nothing. These freaking frogs, bro. Oh, and I totally missed the first frog's gem. Yeah, this is the death room. Look at this crap. This is insane. Go watch somebody good get through this room. It's crazy. So what I like to do, and I resorted to doing here because I had no sparks, I like to just get across the room as quick as possible so I can grab the dragon, so that if I die, when I die, I can just respawn. And I'll be able to, you know, finish off the enemies. But I actually was able to kill them all, which is really weird. I was for sure I was going to die. So you can see there, I stepped on the thing deliberately so I can make sure the enemies stay dead. I don't know what happened right there. Because I think I was about to jump off, but I think I decided, well, I just wasted a ton of lives, so maybe not. So yeah, now I'm missing a 5, so I have to go run around looking for it. I can't remember how much of the level I actually end up going through. But we know where it is, so hopefully I know where it is too. Just kidding, I don't. That's why I'm looking for it. Nice. That was not intentional, by the way. Oh yeah, but I guess that gave me a chance to find the frog. That's cool. I should not be waiting for these enemies to come to me. I should have charged at the boar and flamed him. And I should have came at an angle to where I could have picked up the gems along the way. I had a mini heart attack because I thought I didn't go through the portal right and I was gonna like jump into the slime. But that's just kind of what happens when you go into the portal sideways like that with the roll. But yeah, the roll is kind of useless as like an evasive maneuver, but it can sometimes help you to just move sideways to like get into a portal or hit a dragon or something. Like you'll see speedrunners do it sometimes. So this level is probably, if you ask people who played Spyro, like as a kid or, you know, for their first time, they probably say this is one of the hardest levels. And without internet guides, I'd agree. Like, I don't even know how I got past this level, like just to the end of it as a kid. But I know I didn't 100% it as a kid, and I don't think I could have without like a miracle. But yeah, if you ask someone, they'd probably tell you this is the hardest level. And it's not really because of the enemies, even though I got slapped around by them, but it's because of this level is basically like the supercharge Mania level where it pretty much gets put to its full use. I don't think there's anywhere in the game where you're asked to do anything as crazy as you are in this level. And some of the routes that you have to take in the casual playthrough are insane. I don't know, like, I know how you were supposed to figure them out, but it doesn't really make sense because anyone who plays this casually, if you figured it out the intended way, then you're probably might as well just be a speedrunner anyways. Because the way you're supposed to figure out how to get to a lot of these places is to follow the thieves. I don't know if you saw at the beginning of the level, but there were some thieves and you're supposed to follow them and they're supposed to take you on the crazy routes you have to take to get to the islands you need to get to. But they move really fast and it's hard to keep track of them. So this should have been a death right here. To warp back to the top. The last dragon I stepped on, but I don't know why I didn't do it, because I wasted a lot of time on this level. I still am more upset with my Misty Bog, which, oh yeah, by the way, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. So I guess we've had other levels that have lasted about that long, but still. So yeah, this is like not the way that you should do this level. Not in a speed run. This is horrible, and my movement is garbage right now. At this point, I was pretty much sick of dying and stuff, so I was taking it a lot safer, which is not good for the speed run. So this whole when I do another run, this whole back half of this game will just be massive time saves, because I'm just doing things the absolute worst way possible. Like, this is how you're supposed to get back here without doing the death abuse, but as you can see, it is so slow. Ridiculously so. So here is the craziest jump in this level that you're supposed to figure out. I think I fail it at least 4 times. Because I jump too early most of the time. You want to jump right at the edge, but it takes me like 2 or 3 times to not do that. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think this took me a couple tries on my legit or my casual playthrough on my channel too, which is silly because I've done this like a billion times. Well, at least 8 or 9 times now. I don't know why I keep dying. And Spyro 1, this is even easier than Reignited. Reignited will sometimes just like eat your jumps or whatever, or like slow you down ridiculously with the supercharge. So yeah, there's the thief you were supposed to follow somehow. Speedrunners can do a trick where they can get to here without going through that huge long route, and they just take the one ramp. I have no idea how they do it, but I guess they can. Because it doesn't seem like it should work. Like, they just charge off this ramp and turn sideways. I have no idea how they get it to work, because I swear I tried that like a billion times on my first playthrough and it never worked. So now I am getting back to the end so that I can take the slow way around. Because I think this actually is the only way, well, without using crazy supercharged jumps, I think this is the only way to get back to the other way you can go. And I have to go this way anyways, because there's still like a whole little chunk of this level that I haven't done yet. So yeah, this level is just horrible, but that's because of paths, and I wouldn't really put this down to my execution. I would just put this level's horribleness down to no practice and not having the route memorized, which is the same for pretty much all the levels, except Misty Bog. There were only a couple tricks on that level that I couldn't do. I think only like one actually. The rest of it was just garbage execution and deaths. So, why did I... Oh. I was trying to be fast, but I just ended up flinging myself off the side here. I meant to charge down this thing. So yeah, I have to kill this. I think I do actually death abuse here, which I should, because if I would have went back, it would have taken forever. So here's how you get to the top of the island that has the vortex. You have to take this other long crazy route. I think there's a way speedrunners can do it quicker, with only using one ramp also, which is nuts. I think it involves some wall gliding, but I can't remember right now. However, I do actually not have to backtrack for gems on this level, which is a first in a long time. Wow, geez, that level almost took me 10 minutes. Is that just like my average per level then, is 10 minutes? I guess it's better than... I don't know. I'll have to see. I'm kind of curious how long my casual playthroughs took. I'll have to go check those videos out, because... Although I guess in those videos I'd be cutting a lot of the deaths and stuff out, but here it's all kind of raw. So, this is the boss level for this homeworld. And I think this is the only boss... No. Never mind, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say this is the only boss level you actually do at the end of the homeworld, but that's not true. You do it for the next homeworld, and you did it for the last one. So I think the first two homeworlds are the only ones where you do the boss level out of order. But it seems like Spyro almost kind of encourages you to do those boss levels out of order with the level design. Like, I feel like most people would probably do Dr. Shemp before they do Ice Caverns, just because of the way the map's laid out. I could be wrong. And I definitely think people are going to do Toasty before they do, like, Town Square, for example. Well, that one might be more of a stretch. Just making sure I had all the gems here. Yeah, if you're still with me, I apologize. You probably noticed the decrease in the quality of my voice. I've been talking for like 2 hours straight, and I still have an hour and 20 minutes to go, so we'll see if I'm even able to talk by the end of this. I don't know how Twitch streamers, for example, are able to just talk their whole like freaking 24-hour streams. I don't know how you can do that without taking damage. I always take damage getting down here, but I've seen people do it without taking damage. But this level, beyond just like which gems in which order, you pretty much just play a regular casual route. I don't think there's any particular tricks to it. I should be charging these. Yeah, charge it. There you go. I always thought it was funny in this game how Spyro does like a butt waggle when he glides. Like, he looks so weird. I don't know why they went with the animation they did when he glides. It's so funny looking. I mean, it definitely gives him the young dragon vibe with how tiny his wings are and stuff. Alright, so to beat this boss, you basically just have to go around and break all these metal things when they aren't electrified, so when they're green instead of red. And you want to try to dodge his like lasers, which I just ran into. He also will throw enemies at you. You saw how earlier in the level the enemies were throwing other enemies at me. Well, this boss does the same thing, except he can throw the bigger enemies that were throwing the smaller enemies. So before you fight the boss in this room, you want to come over here. Why aren't you charging, Ryan? There you go. And now it's just another circuit of breaking these pylon things. I don't know what you call them. Wow, I actually dodged that one. That was crazy. That one just wouldn't shut off. Wow, double bonk. Sad. This is another needlessly hard jump to get onto this like platform in the middle here. Like, I remember on my first casual playthrough, it took me so many tries. Yeah, I'm not sure of how the heck the speedrunners are able to do it without... Yeah, see, I barely made it with the extra height. I guess I almost made it back, but I think it's higher on... I think it's higher. I guess it's just the thing where they charge and are able to jump higher somehow. I don't know. I'll have to practice that, because they don't have to get up onto that higher step to make that jump. So now we basically just have to wrap up this home world. And like I said, this is a pretty clean home world when it comes to the route. Like, it makes sense. It's not too crazy. Unfortunately, yeah, I do die here, which really messes up the route, because it puts you, since I haven't done a dragon or anything, it puts you back at the beginning of the level, which is really, really unfortunate. I lose a ton of time here, but what else is to be expected at this point? Wow, that was like a last second flame breath. That one was even last seconder. I thought he hit me. Yeah, grab the extra life because you keep freaking losing them. Big oof. I think that's one of those times I tried to stop charging, but it just didn't read my inputs right, or I didn't do them right. That one was weird, how I got hit right there. I mean, it makes sense, but still. And then right here is something that kind of sucks. I don't think I've collected that gem. So I actually have to back out of the dialogue so I can collect the gem. I'll have to look at how you're actually supposed to do it without, like, or how you're supposed to trigger the dialogue and collect the gem. Holy cow, for some reason I always forget about Dreamweavers. I thought we were going to Nork's Cove. But nope, we have a whole other homeworld. So this is yet another homeworld where the levels aren't as bad as Beastmakers in my opinion. Like, they're a little more confusing for casual players, but the enemies are easier at least on most of them. For some reason people don't really like Haunted Towers, or at least, and I mean, I can probably see why. It has a hard area to get to that kind of requires a leap of faith, but for a casual playthrough, if you know where you're going, I actually really like this level. Although I think as kids, the suits of armor kind of freaked a lot of people out, so that might have been part of it. Yeah, I don't even come close. So, I'm pretty sure speedrunners are able to get all the way, like, across. And I'll show you what I think they're able to flame on that one fairy kiss when I get to it, but it's kind of crazy. I mean, I was slow. I saw a bunch of places where I wasted a ton of time, but... What? What was that? So yeah, ideally, you just want to make a beeline straight for this metal gate right here. But I've never been able to make it from the first fairy's kiss. But I've only tried like twice, so just practice, I'm sure. So right here, I get kind of hosed. I don't know what happened right there, but this death was devastating. It put me all the way back at the beginning of the level. It respawned all the enemies, like holy cow. Definitely not making it to the metal gate this time. Yeah, but like, I don't even get close. Like, I mean, that wasn't... I guess I need to jump more. When you're going uphill, you kind of lose momentum on your charge. So I think if you kind of like jump while you're charging up a hill, you go faster. Or at least like maintains your speed. So maybe I can try that for running up ramps like this, for example. But yeah, you can see that death was costly. I don't even know what happened. Like, I can't really remember, but I remember that I thought it was like BS, because like, just something with the way it either like jumped too early, or like I jumped like here, or no, or it like started charging again. I can't remember what happened, but it was rough. On my new emulator, I have it show my button presses down in the corner. So maybe for stuff like that in the future, we can actually just see that I'm an idiot instead of blaming the game itself. Maybe I should take the button presses away. So I actually made it up here in one try. Sometimes that'll take me more than one try. I found it to be easier on Spyro 1 than Reignited though, because the hitboxes on the night guys are less crazy. In Reignited, their hitboxes are freaking way bigger than their stupid model, which is dumb. Or at least it seems to be. But yeah, anyways, now we have like infinite super fire for the duration of the level. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it can wear off. I don't know what happens if you die. Yeah, I wonder what happens if you die. I don't know. I've never wanted to test it. I also don't know what happens if you like get kissed by another fairy, or if they will kiss you. I've never tried because I don't want to have to get back over here again. Because it's always a pain. But yeah, even though it went away for the cutscene, we still have it. I should have probably charged through most of that, if not all of it, just so that they would home in. Wow. Sparks does not go far in this game. I need to jump more. I think it's because, like I said, I was nearing the 2-hour mark, or I guess almost 2.5 hours now, 2:20. But I was kind of getting like fatigued, so I'm like, ugh. I stopped doing a lot of the things that I should have been doing, like the quick turns with the jumping, although I wasn't really doing those good in the first place, but I did them even less. And I would also stop doing the flame plus jump thing, at least in a lot of the levels, and I start walking a lot more too. And I think from here on out, I grab pretty much every extra life I run into, just because I'm like, alright, it's nearing the end of the game, I'm probably gonna die a lot more, and I guess my main goal was to just not game over, even though, well, yeah, actually game overing is a huge time loss because it puts you back in the home world of the level you're in at the start. So like if I would have game over in this level, for example, it would have put me back at the beginning of Dreamweavers, which would have, I think I would have reset. No, I wouldn't know. Why the heck would I reset 2 hours and 20 minutes into a run? I think people that do that are insane. Like speedrunners, like I know like your run is dead, but if I'm 2 hours in, I'd probably just finish. And I think most of them do. I think really you only reset when you're at the end. And I think I missed a gem right there, if I remember right, in that outside area. Or two. So yeah, I guess the menu, I guess that one time where the menu didn't show the right gem count, I just hadn't picked up the gem yet. Because it seems to be accurate every other time we've looked at it. I don't know why I killed that guy. I mean, I got an extra life off of it, but he wasn't even in my way. I think I thought he would be closer to the portal, because if you come from the other way, he usually is. So I'm kind of a dummy. I'm trying to show off here, but I'm too slow. So what speedrunners will do is they'll hit that guy and then they'll collect the dragon and then they'll get up here, but I'm too slow. So I think if I wouldn't have like had that zigzag before I grabbed the dragon, I think I would have been okay. But who knows? I was also kind of slow jumping to the platform anyways. Let's see, what's next? Dark Passage. So I think this is another instance where I spend a little too much time. Oh, no I don't. Never mind. I'm actually happy with the amount of gems I grabbed before going into that portal. So this level I really like, but I do really bad at. So this is another one of those levels where the route isn't that complicated. I just execute it really poorly. Because I think there's really only one way to do this level. I don't even think you could do a different route even if you wanted to. I was kind of sad with my performance on this level because when I played it on Reignited, I actually did pretty decent. Like, I didn't take very much damage. It was pretty quick. I kind of blew through all the enemies. I think a lot of the enemies are easier on Reignited. Like, these Cupid guys, they're way easier, for example. These guys pretty much get an arrow off every time in this game, but they almost never got one off in Reignited. I wonder if they shoot faster or if I'm just worse at this game. I don't know. Or maybe Spyro moves slower. Yeah. These guys don't take as long as the trees when they eat you, but you still don't want to get eaten because it's slow. Got kind of pinned there. Good thing the dogs have a slow bite animation. There was like 2 or 3 times in this level where I just barely escaped their jaws. So if you can't tell yet, the gimmick to this level is the monsters grow big in the dark and they're small in the light. So the big enemies, that doesn't matter too much, but the smaller enemies you have to watch out. Or I mean, sorry, the dogs, it doesn't really matter because you can just flame them anyways, but the turtles are made of metal, so you can only kill them if they're small. And so you can actually hit the guys with the lanterns to make them so that they'll stay lit for a longer period of time. They do eventually get back up and start back on their cycle of light on, light off, but it's a little bit longer than if you just wait for them to do it themselves, if you hit them. So now you're like, yay, I'm done, but this level actually has like, if you just jump into the portal right there, you've missed like, I want to say like 60 to 70% of the level. Like, if you don't know about gliding down there, this level's really short. I actually kind of like it because of that. I think that's part of the reason why I like this level is because it has like this whole extra area. It feels like you're getting like a ton of extra level. That was one I definitely should have ran into because there's so many like fodder enemies. There's that butterfly right there. That would have been an easy one to run into. But I just didn't have the guts. I don't think I run into a single one this entire run, which is dumb. So this guy, I think he's the only guy that stays unlit. So you want to charge into him. Gosh, those turtles, man. They're like machine guns in this game. Yeah, holy cow. Oh, there's a death. That was a costly death. So yeah, like I said, this is another level I was disappointed at my execution just because I died so freaking much. Those turtles didn't even know what was happening. And the problem with dying is that I tend to kill all the enemies that I've already killed just because I'm like, well, I want to make sure that I kill all the right enemies and stuff, so... Yeah, see, I'm a dummy, and I'm killing these enemies even though I know for a fact that I've already killed them. This would be a horrible level to miss gems on, though. Because it's pretty linear, so if you miss a gem, you pretty much have to replay the whole thing. Jeez. You might be able to get some crazy boosts off those turtles. I was trying to see if you could charge them. I couldn't remember if you could. That's why I took that hit there and ran into him. That was almost death. I remember that. I was like, ooh! Yeah, I wanted to get this commentary done sooner rather than later so I could remember a lot of like what I was thinking and stuff. Ideally, I would have did it live, but that just... There's another example of my jump getting eaten because I slide off the edge and jump too late. Man, that was bad. I should have charged longer and flamed later. I think by this point I had gotten better at dodging the Cupid Devils though. Because you can usually just jump over or sidestep their arrows. So yeah, you go through the whole level just to bust open that crate. I need to get better. I need to get better at just pausing right away when I think I've collected the last gem, because sometimes I like wait for the number to roll over, but that's dumb because obviously it takes forever. Should not have killed that guy. So now next we have to get to Icy Flight. So this was a rough split, and this one for once wasn't entirely my fault. I'll show you why in a minute. But this is such a weird homeworld. It's always been super interesting to me that Spyro 1 has like the deadly homeworlds. Like every other Spyro game, the homeworlds are all nice and peaceful, but this one's just like every homeworld except the first one is out to kill you. I mean, they aren't like particularly difficult most of the time, but they aren't a cakewalk either. So yeah, right here, with this cannon, you should be able to shrink these guys, but for whatever reason, this glitch will happen sometimes where one of them just will not shrink. It's like a run killer, and this glitch is authentic to actual hardware. I've had it happen to me so many times. I have no idea what causes it. I have no idea how to avoid it. It's frustrating as heck, and obviously for me it doesn't matter too much because I'm just like a scrub running this game for the first time. But yeah, that glitch kills runs for people. I need to look up and see if there's a way you can like consistently try to avoid it. Yeah, I should not have did that. I should have just killed the... So, I think you can fix it. Like, I was able to fix it this time by killing the other guy And I guess that's how you're supposed to fix it, but yeah, see, that fixes it this time. But here I get kind of stuck because if you're a good speedrunner, you should be able to jump from this island back up to the island with the gun on it, but I know I cannot make that jump. So the only way for me to really get back to where the guy was, as far as I know, is to go back this way, which is really slow. I need to look to see if there's like an easier way to get back over there if I have to make that jump. Because I can't death abuse, because if I do, I just respawn where I just got the dragon. So I have no idea how you're supposed to get over there. Unless you just have to learn how to make that jump. Because I know it's possible. I've watched people do it. But it looks like one of the jumps where you have to somehow get extra height on your jump. Oof. That was rough. I don't know why I do this. This is dumb. So... Oh, because I guess I flamed the wrong one. I wasn't keeping track of which one was which. But yeah, you really only need to flame the one that raises that second platform as long as you can get there in time. I don't like... So, when you charge those exploding crates, they kind of push you back pretty far. And on ones that are on tiny islands like that, I never know if I'm gonna get like flung off the map. So even if I was charging them this run, which I should have, I don't know if I would have charged that one. I'll have to see if other people can get away with it. This... I need to not go for that train. Every time I go for that train, it always just messes me up. But this is a flight that I'm actually pretty decent at. I don't know if this is the optimal route, but this is the one I take, and I seem to do okay with it. I don't know what the heck the intended route was, because it seems like it was pretty crazy, whatever it was, but... yeah, I have a route that works for me. I do think I have to restart this level though, because unfortunately I do end up whiffing on these helicopter guys, which are probably the hardest guys in this level. Yeah, I just I just can't hit them. And for whatever reason, it was like my go up was broken. I don't know if that's something that happens often or if it was something with my controls or my controller. Yeah, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna happen. Because it was already starting to like bling on me when you get down below 10 seconds. And I missed that chest, which was a mistake. I can't remember if I reset this run, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did. Maybe not. Yeah, when I was first trying to map out this level, it was so easy to miss a lot of those chests because they're kind of like in coves and stuff. So I like how the trains give you 4 seconds. Like, I like how they count for 2. So yeah, I need to remember there are only 3 guys out there, because this whole time I was thinking like, did I get all the guys out there? If I have to go back, that'll waste a ton of time and I'm kind of screwed. I didn't even see that guy. Oh, I was trying to get the train, never mind. Yeah, you want to get the train before he goes back into the tunnel, else you'll have to wait for him to do a whole other pass. I don't know why I flamed so late right there. That was basically a freebie. Man, imagine if I failed that. Freaking 4 seconds left. That would have been disappointing. Yeah, and I I whiffed the quit. So, this is another one where I waste time. I probably should have just jumped right into Lofty, but nope, I waste time collecting gems and stuff, which is silly. Lofty is a level that I have mixed feelings on. I kinda like it, but it looks like it'll be kind of painful to learn. It has a lot of jumps that look trickier than regular to be able to get to places quickly. I can't remember if I die on this level. And if I do, it's probably just something dumb. I was too far away. Those guys will actually slap you if you get too close, so I think I was trying to stay too far away for my own good. Oh. You saw how when I jumped and then he hit me with his arrow, I kind of flew kind of high? I was trying to figure out how to do that later on in this level, but I guess that's how. I guess you have to jump before you get hit. So that's cool. I guess watching this back helped me figure that out. Like, I think you can make that jump from here to there without the whirlwind. Or from there to here, is what I meant to say. Well, I guess it would have depended on when I said it. So yeah, in the speedrun, you're supposed to use the guys to shoot yourself up here. But I couldn't figure out how to get boosted. Well, and they kept missing me. And so I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it the regular way. But yeah, I guess you just have to jump and then get hit. Which I tried to do, you saw, but they just kept missing. So I think I either have to jump at the right time. So maybe I'll kill one of them so there's only one of them shooting at me. Because it seemed that having both of them was kind of messing with it. Or, I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'm sure if I watch a guide, it'll tell me exactly what to do. Yeah, I started with, to be honest with you, Spyro 1 probably wouldn't have been my first pick to speedrun. I actually prefer Spyro 2 as far as like levels go. I think the double jump mechanic is really cool. Like, it adds just enough movement variety without being like insane. Like, I hate games like frickin' Ocarina of Time where you just have to roll the whole time and you have to listen to frickin' Link's annoying ace voice. Yeah, I'm so glad I got a PlayStation in Spyro, because Spyro doesn't frickin' scream the whole time like Mario and Link do. Good thing no one will ever watch far enough into this to hear me badmouth probably their favorite games, but that's okay. I'll badmouth this game for a minute. But yeah, this game would definitely not have been my first choice. Like I said, it wasn't really my favorite as a kid, even though I really enjoyed most things Spyro. It was just difficult and weird. Even though it probably has some of the most creative levels, like as far as themes go and stuff, but it's definitely weird. Oh yeah, this is where I die. Oh my gosh. I guess that's not a horrible death though. It just puts me back here, but still, that's not good. Yeah, and so I would have speedrun Spyro 2, but Spyro 2 has one of the most insane... I think it has the... Well, I guess Spyro 3 is technically harder, But Spyro 2 has an insane start where you have to do like a ton of complicated glitches back to back. I mean, there is a route that doesn't do that, but you're basically not even close to competitive unless you use the glitched route, which... Oh yeah, I die here too because the bird kicks me off the edge. Gosh dang it. Which I guess makes sense. Obviously the glitched routes are going to be the ones that are competitive, but it's just not fun. Like, it's such a front end reset heavy route. Like in this one, your first level is freaking Sunny Flight or whatever it's called. Like, sure, you might mess up, but it's pretty... I feel like that would be a pretty... I feel like a flight would be a pretty consistent level to start off on. Gosh, these birds are OP, man. Like, they are not cooperating at all. But yeah, I did a stream a long time ago where I practiced some Spyro 2 speedrunning tricks. I couldn't even get past like the first little bit. Basically what you do is you do an any percent run and then you continue on to do the 100% run. So you basically beat the game and then you go back and 100% the game. And yeah, the any percent run is even crazier. I think it's like 7 minutes plus some seconds or something. I don't know how low they've gotten it. It's been a while since I've watched a Spyro 2 any percent. This one's any percent doesn't look too bad. It actually might be easier than the 120%. Don't quote me on that. I think it has a harder glitch at the end. Like, so the reason some of the people I talk to don't like any percent for this game is because sorry, I'm like trying to think and watch myself. So yeah, I couldn't remember if I killed this guy, but then I remember that I did and I just went to trust myself, but then I couldn't figure out how to get back, so I had to go up by him anyways. So yeah, that was dumb. Anyways, like I was saying, this run, the any percent run for this basically has one big glitch right at the end that if you fail, your whole run's scuffed. And I think it's like a half-hour run, so you can have like a good half hour and then right at the end just fail the glitch or the skip or whatever, and then you're just hosed. So although the 120%, if you play it at the high competitive level, I haven't failed this in so long. I was so mad when I failed this. I think I failed it 2 more times, which is so stupid. Yeah, because I jumped too late here. Gosh dang it, man. That was so bad. What am I even doing? Yeah, if you play this run competitively, which I am not, thankfully, right now, at least probably never, because I'm bad, but there's a glitch, there's a skip at the end of this run to skip the credits, and I have watched this one speedrunner who choked it like 5 runs in a row, and I feel so bad, because like, this run isn't particularly long. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes, but still, like, to run like an hour and what, like 15 minutes and then just fail your last skip, man, that's crushing, bro. So I couldn't even imagine. That's why in this run, at least, I don't even attempt the credits skip. Like, it's not a huge time loss for, well, relatively for me. If you're a real runner, it's a massive time loss because you basically have to repeat the last level. But if you're me, that wouldn't be too bad of a time loss if the level already freaking takes you 10 minutes anyways. But for a real runner, that would really suck. And yeah, you'd pretty much reset at that point if you missed the credits skip. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure 120% is the only run that has to do the credits skip. The other runs just have... The other runs all have different ending conditions because the credit skip gets you into the... like the bonus level quicker. Because yeah, I think this is the only game where you can't like press X to skip the credits. Yeah, this is another case where I'm making sure I have everything. Because I figure, what's it, like 10 seconds looking at the menu compared to the frickin', what, 10 minutes that I just spent on that last level? Yeah, geez, what the heck? Why are all my levels like 10 minutes? I guess I'm nothing if not consistent. Just kidding. Oof. Nice miss, buddy. So yeah, you'll see there's 3 times 5 is 15. There's 15 gems right there. And I couldn't do quick maths, so I thought I'd lost a gem, so I was all salty because I thought I'd have to go back and find one before I left, but nope. 85 plus 15 is 100, so I would have had, I mean, I do get all the gems in the home world, which is cool. So this is the boss level for Dreamweavers. This level, I really messed up the route in Reignited, so it kind of helped me figure out what I should do for this run, which is nice. Yeah, if I... it's still a pretty tricky level, actually. Like, this is one of those levels that has a lot of jumps that you will probably have to practice a lot. And wow, how did I not die right there? And I need to get better at chasing these idiots. Like, holy cow, I'm this is abysmal. Okay, yeah, I get him. There you go. Yeah, and the sad thing is I have to get him again. I think if you're good, you only have to get one of them to be able to get across here. But I'm bad enough to where I can get both of them and not even make it, so I have to start the whole freaking level over again. Which is sad because the boss levels are the shortest levels, and I'll bet you money this one still takes me 10 minutes. No, I don't know if it'll take that long, but it takes, well, I don't know. You'll see what I mean. Well, you probably already are seeing what I mean. What? Does that make sense? I don't know. Almost died again there. Probably gonna take me 10 minutes to... Yeah, see, I'm kind of like looking at it like, can I make this jump? Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I like barely made that jump. Holy cow. Man, maybe I should just quit speedrunning. This is just sad. But like I said, this was no practice. I plan to go through. Maybe I'll stream it, maybe I won't, but I just need to get up a guide and just run through each level like 5-ish time. Like, watch the level and then run through it like 5 or so times. At least enough so that I can memorize at least where I need to go, and maybe get some of the tricks good. So this is Jacques. You just have to flame him once he gets on these little platforms here. and chase him. And he'll throw presents at you, but I think if you charge into them, oof, what the heck. Frickin' slide off the edge again, buddy. Yeah, if you charge into his presence, it seems to not do damage to you, which is interesting, because a lot of the projectiles in this game don't work that way, but some do for some reason. Oh my gosh, I thought I fell off again, but I guess not. He just hit me or whatever. Did I grab all the gems that Jacques dropped? Huh. I was double checking to make sure I got all the ones on the stairs. I don't know why, since I was going up the stairs. Usually it's easier to miss gems going downstairs than upstairs. I don't know what's up with those guys. They like take forever to actually swing at you. They just kind of wave their arms around like an idiot forever. So this is where I remember that you're actually supposed to do this level this way, so it would probably be easier to jump onto those platforms if I ran over there. That guy will not get out of my way. So now, in order to get over to like an area, I need to flame both these guys that are actually pretty far apart. And yeah, I'm just doing so bad. Because I have to get onto this platform and I almost make it, but not quite. You can actually make the jump up onto there if you're good. I'm not, so I don't even try. But who knows? I might have been able to get it by the time. Yeah, I ran into this. I ran into this guy, so I was just mad. So I just kept running into him, and then I just sat here to wait for him to reactivate or whatever, and then he just runs away. So that was cool. GG me. And then guess what happens? No! Man, look where I respawned. Holy cow. I'm going to need to, if I ever get like serious about this, I'm gonna need to delete these splits because they're just gonna murder my average for like ever, unless I actually get some good runs. So yeah, I really take my time setting up this jump this time because it's not a hard jump to make if you don't fling yourself off the edge. But to be honest with you, this was pretty much the point where I'm like, I kind of want to be done. Like, I was like, I've been going for freaking almost 3 hours at this point. So I was like tired, and I was like, I'm sick of this game. I'm sick of sitting at my chair. Well, not sick of this game, but like sick of this run. Cause like oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Like I've done this like a billion times. I don't know why. It takes me like 8 tries to kill this last guy. Like normally I just flame all these guys no problem, but yeah, like for some reason I have the hardest time right here. It's crazy. And sometimes I swear I'm getting gypped out of that kill. Yeah, like what the heck was that? I tried to land on that thing so I could like reposition and glide towards him. Yeah, this is just sad. I was so mad by the end of this level. I didn't even care that I got hit right there. I was happy that I just freaking killed him. Big oof. I don't know what I was waiting so long there for. Oh yeah, here's another spot where I die. And yeah, like I said, I was getting so mad. I'm normally not someone to get mad at games. Like I might like be like, oh, that was cheap or whatever, but yeah, this was just killing me. And I'm glad I saw those gems there, because I would have had to come back over here if I had missed them. Oh, that didn't take me as many tries as I thought. I should probably grab those last 3 gems. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. No, I shouldn't. I think I did it the right way. Yeah, see, I had to double check to make sure I got them all because I couldn't do math. And I forgot to split here, so my Dreamweaver split is going to have a couple extra seconds on it. I like to do it right when Spyro hits the basket. North Cove is another weird level to route since the gems are just lying there in a circle. I think that, yeah, that's just one you kind of gotta memorize. I don't think it's really very intuitive about which gems you should be grabbing. Or not North Cove, I mean Nork Nexus, that's what it's called. Is that what it's called? Like the Nasty Nork Homeworld? I forget. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I had pretty much given up most speed running. Like I tried to do a thing here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty much like done. I'm just like walking around and going slow. And I don't even think that that I was particularly discouraged. I think it was mostly just because I was tired. And it was a little bit more than it was worth to try to keep up with the speedrunning stuff. And yeah, I had a hard time getting these guys gems when I would kill them. I don't know what's the best way to grab them. That was cheap. Yeah, I was dumb. I didn't see that area you were supposed to glide to. Although I'm pretty sure If I was good, I could have made that glide. I'm like, wait a minute, I went to the wrong spot. I think I was going to say something, but I can't remember what I was going to say about this level. Oh yeah, I was going to say by this point, I think I don't know if I would say I was afraid, but I was kind of basically like sick of dying. So I think that's also why I'm kind of going a lot slower than I should be, because I was trying to play way more cautious. Like Misty Bog was pretty bad, but the last level just kind of like demoralized the heck out of me. So there's a way you can kill that guy. I don't know how to do it, where you can blow up that heavy metal chest behind him. I don't know how to do it though. I saw a runner do it once, and I was trying to think like, how can I do this, but I guess I didn't do it right. Because I think you're supposed to like somehow get it to blow up right in front of... Oh, I probably should have charged it. That's what I should have did. I'm a dummy. Because I think if you charge them, they blow up. But yeah, now I have to come up here and hit this explosive barrel into it. Yeah, in a real speedrun, you wouldn't have to do that because you would have blown it up earlier. I missed. I think there's a way you can do that bit to where it blows up the bomb this guy's holding. Maybe not though. I don't know. I don't know whether it's faster to just like try to sideswipe those guys like I did with the first guy, or to try to kill them all by slamming their barrels into each other. Yeah, here we are at the end of the, well, almost the end of the run in like 13-ish plus minutes, or 15, I don't remember, but, and I'm running out of things to say. I'm honestly surprised that I've been able to talk for as long as I have been. I thought either my voice would have gave out, or I would have ran out of things to say way before this, but I guess we're still going. So here I was kind of dumb. I remembered getting a key, but I couldn't remember where the key went. Like, I totally spaced that I had just barely used the key. So I was like, what the heck? Did I use the key? Because I don't remember where the heck it was supposed to go. And I almost forgot to grab those gems. I think I end up doing that again at some point, where I try to go for both of them and I get neither of them. So bad. Just like how I try to kill both of those enemies and I only get one of them. So by the time you go up this whirlwind, you want 390 because there's a gold up here, and then you can go. So these are some of the more of some of the required vortexes. You have to go into this vortex and the one in the next level because the levels in this homeworld open sequentially, depending on, well, when you enter the vortex. So since I entered that vortex, this level will open, and once I enter this level's vortex, the final boss level will open. So, I will probably talk about this more in my Reignited playthrough, which will come someday when I finish Tomb Raider. But this level actually gets censored and Reignited. Instead of shooting guns, the Norks shoot like slime balls or slime guns or whatever. Maybe the rating for E10 changed. Well, back when this game came out, there was no E10, but maybe you can't have like actual guns. Because I think Spyro is rated I think Reignited is E10 plus. I don't think it's E. I could be wrong. But yeah, I wonder if they're like, oh, you can't have guns in an E10 or an E game anymore. So they had to change it to the slime guns. Although, I'm pretty sure most people that would play Reignited, which were people that probably played regular Spyro as kids, I'm pretty sure they would have been fine with a teen rating, only if for the fact that these guys could have had guns. But I guess that is kind of a silly reason to knock your kid's game up to a teen rating, is just so you can give a couple enemies guns instead of slime launchers. You can see that I'm running out of things to say. Yeah, and instead of chucking grenades, those guys chuck like just exploding barrels. I think it's interesting they're still allowed to have swords though. I don't get why you can stab people but you can't. I mean, I know that guy doesn't stab you, but there are other enemies in the games with swords. Although they did remove, as far as I remember, all the blood stains. Some of the enemies, if you remember, in Dark Hollow had blood-stained swords, and in Reignited I don't think they do. So yeah, I bet you can't have that anymore in an E or E10 game. Wow, GG Sparks. But it's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't know why you can have like swords and knives, but you can't have guns. Specifically when... Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Oof. Yeah, I think that happens way too many times in this run. And I'm sure it won't be the last time. I actually don't remember for sure, but... Actually, it might be, because I think this is pretty much the last level where you have to glide around a lot. So I do this level wrong. There's not completely wrong, but there's a trick you can do with the supercharge, but I don't do it because it is kind of tricky. I don't know. I'm just not good at controlling the supercharge in Spyro games, especially to the precision that you need to do a lot of the tricks. Man, I get shredded. This is probably if it isn't Misty Bog, which I still think it is, this is probably one of the hardest levels. And it really shouldn't be. I think I'm just playing kind of dumb. If you really pay attention, man, I just ran right past those crates, didn't I? That's crazy. But if you're really paying attention, you should be able to evade all the bullets just fine. You just have to keep track of how the guys actually shoot. These guys are kind of weird, because sometimes they'll shoot off to the side, but sometimes they'll shoot like directly at you. Wow, I just ran right into his bullets. I guess I still had the iframes from getting hit last time. No sparks again. I was like, this sucks. I'm at the end of the level and I have no sparks. But I'm a couple gems short, so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go back through that and I'm probably gonna die. Because I left so many of the bad guys alive. And yeah, I guess their bullets can curve down. I'm like really surprised I didn't see that the first time that I respawned. I guess I was just mad because I died, so I wanted to get back to the end as quick as possible. What am I... Oh yeah, I have to go through the portal. Good thing I remembered. I'm honestly surprised that I did. Let's see how much damage these guys do to me. Oh wow. See, that's how you're supposed to get through that. I don't know why I couldn't do that one of the first 2 times I tried. If you can hear me drinking, I apologize. I'm going to try to edit out all those sounds, but obviously, after talking for 3 hours and 16 minutes, I'm gonna need a drink or 2. Hopefully I'm able to catch them all in editing, but like I said, the odds of me watching through a 3-hour video are pretty slim. I might even end up just uploading this as is. So yeah, we are on the technically last level, but the second to last level in this run. Nasty Nork, the final boss. So this level is pretty straightforward. It's basically you're just chasing fools the whole time. Specifically 2 thieves and then Nasty himself. So yeah, really, there's only one route for this, but obviously it's all down to execution here. The optimal way is to just kill the thieves right off the bat, and then you can just run through and grab all the gems without having to worry about chasing a thief. But I am too slow to kill the thieves right off the bat, or at least I don't know like the positioning and the tricks to be fast enough to grab them. I think that these kind of rubber band a little bit. He seemed to go a little faster. So yeah, this is one of the instances where I need to trust myself. Even though I did go through and grab all the gems, I just wanted to double check. And I mean, trusting yourself sometimes is bad, but usually it's better than to not to. At least at my skill. Well, I guess at my skill it would be better to waste the time to check. So, technically you can one cycle Nasty. It's just super hard. So what I have to do is I have to go through once and grab all the gems, and then we'll chase him around again so that we can actually like get him. But if you're good, you'll be able to get all the gems and get nasty. But like always, that's just something I'll have to practice. I think it just depends on how close. I actually don't know what determines when he'll let you hit him, because it seems like sometimes he just like stops running and like waits for you to hit him. I don't know what determines it. I think it's how close you are to him when he gets to the end of his circuit, or at least that's what I have to assume it is, because I can't really see anything else. Because like you saw last time, he was all the way down there already, but here he stops here. So I don't know, maybe he stops here, doesn't attack, and then runs forward to do another circuit. So maybe if you can get to him by the time he does his attack, but I don't know. So here, speedrunners usually just zoom through, but I'm just trying not to die because it would suck to die right at the end of the freaking game. And here you go. The final boss is dead. There is a credit skip you can do. So now I am unfortunately stuck into watching the entirety of the last cutscene and the credits. Which you will have to watch too. And there's a way you can skip it. If you let Nasty hit you and then you jump onto him, you'll get flung out of the map. And you can like glide back around and then breathe fire on him. Oh, I guess you can skip that cutscene after a while. I guess you only have to watch the credits. But you can fly back around and hit Ganasty from outside of the map, and then you just land in the lava and you die while collecting the gems. Because to beat 100%, you technically don't have to kill Nasty, you just have to get the gems that come from killing him. So, yeah. I just reset my split because I'm like, wait, I want the Nasty split to be after the credits. And here is where I totally mess up. I think this might invalidate my run, but I'm not 100% sure. I accidentally paused the timer. So after this freaking 3 hours and 20 minutes, I accidentally paused the timer because I have hotkeys set up. And the one to pause the timer is P. I probably should just put it on some key that I'll never push, because I went to Google something, because the credits are like freaking, you know, like 2 to 5 minutes long. I don't remember. I guess, yeah. And so I typed Spyro, and when I hit P, it paused the timer. So yeah, this Nasty Nork split is not accurate, and neither is my final time. I think I'm okay. I never saw anything that said you couldn't pause the timer, and I technically still have the whole video anyways, so I can just time it in Movie Studio. Here I am trying to mess with the global hotkeys to see if I can figure out what the freak's going on and why the timer paused. Because I think if I hit like G or something, then Live Split won't recognize my key presses unless it's the active window, but I'm not sure. Or at least G is the key I have it set to. Because I don't use the keyboard to play the PlayStation emulator, I use a controller. So the keyboard is technically free while I'm playing. That's why I put it on like stuff that doesn't really, or like on letters and stuff. But I didn't ever think that I'd be trying to Google during the credits. But yeah, the run isn't over yet. We still have to finish the game 100%. And I was sitting there for a minute. I don't know why. But hopefully you're ready to see the worst Ganasty's loot you've ever seen in your life. So yeah, once you get 100%, this last level will open up. So you actually don't have to do this level on, I don't think either or any of the other categories, I mean. Only on 120% because I think that's the only way you can get in here. You might be able to glitch into here, I don't know. Like you can glitch into Nasty Nork level. But yeah, the whole goal of this level is basically you have infinite flight and you're just trying to grab all the gems on it. There's no dragons, there's no eggs. All there is thieves with keys and gems. And this is a level, it should on paper, and when or not on paper, but I guess in videos, it never looks too tricky. But it's one of those things where like you have to memorize where the gems are, and there are a couple things that can throw you off. Specifically, there are a couple thieves that fly planes that we'll see in a minute that can be particularly tricky to catch. So I'm going to have to figure out what the best way to catch those are, because I lose a ton of time to one of the thieves here. And you will see that in a minute. But yeah, hopefully I don't really back to the invalidating my own run thing. I don't really care if this run is invalidated, because obviously it wouldn't put me on any kind of leaderboard or anything, but it would just kind of suck to have frickin' a 3-hour and 20-minute run invalidated just because I accidentally paused the timer. And if it is, then oh well, but I didn't see anything in the rules that talked about that. So I might be able to just time it in my video editing software and just put the correct time in the title of the YouTube video. I'm not gonna submit this to like leaderboards or anything anyways, so I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if it's invalid, but it would be nice to have an accurate time. But I just need to remember for next time too that my Nasty Nork split and my Nasty Loot split should both, well, I guess it's just the Nasty Nork split that's off, but like the total time is like a couple seconds too short. I think it was like 10 seconds that the timer was paused or something, or somewhere around there. But yeah, these freaking airplanes, bro. I know there's ways you can like juke them and get them to fly right in front of you, but I don't know it. This plane did not take me nearly as long here as it did on Reignited though. But it still takes for freaking ever. Ooh, I just like barely caught him with my flames. So I'm like, oh yeah, there's that chest there. I better go blast it open with that rocket. So what? So I need to like research how this is done. I think I did it wrong because I started gliding too low. But yeah. Basically what you do is you're supposed to be able to glide along that wall and then go up, and he should just fly down right in front of you. But I think I this freaking word, man. I think I glided along the wall too far, and now the plane is way far ahead of me. And so I'm just stuck to chasing him forever. Like, it takes a long time to catch up to this plane. I think I do like 3 laps after this one. Although I did learn, well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to catch this plane. Wait, what? My final time was higher than this? I thought the final time was 3:22. Oof. No, never mind. I guess 3:22 was when I beat Nasty Nork. I guess the overall time was even longer. Yeah, I kept hitting that freaking bar. I'm sure that didn't help my speed at all. And if I was smart, I would remember what I said earlier and remember that flying closer to the ground makes you go faster. So every time I fly too high up, I'm just losing speed. Yeah, that's like the 3rd time in a row I've hit that stupid bar. And right here, I'm like, okay, I'll go juke him from the other side and we'll try to kill him. But obviously the thieves are too smart for that crap. Yeah, I get murdered here. I don't even know how you're supposed to catch this guy, like, without tricks quickly. Like, if anyone did this for their first time and did this fast, like, really fast, then props to you, man, because I suck at this. Every single time I chase this guy down, it takes forever. So I'm really excited to learn the speed trick for this, because hopefully I can use it again. So here I learned something kind of interesting, and this might have contributed to why I couldn't do the quick catch of the plane. So you'll notice that as I've been climbing higher, I've been able to fly higher. But the thing is, you have to... So watch this. So I come up here, I grab this gem, I come down here, I grab these gems, and then I start flying here. But you'll notice I can't fly high enough. I should be able to fly as high as I need to now. Like, that's the last climb I have to do. What I learned is that just climbing up isn't enough. You actually have to start your flight from this level to be able to unlock the height cap. So now you can see I can fly way higher than before, and I'm able to get these last couple rockets and hard metal chests. And so this is probably an important number to memorize because I'd spend a little bit of time, or I waste a little bit of time here making sure that I grabbed everything before I head up top. But I need to remember that 950 is how many gems you should have before you go up to the last area, because I mean, once you're here, you're like pretty much done. I always like this. It's super fun to run through here and grab all these 25 gems like this. Although I'm particularly bad at it. I'm just making sure I grabbed everything, because so yeah, 3:32:02 plus, you know, like 10 seconds or whatever. I guess that's how long it took for me to beat this game 120%. Pretty much blind as far as speedrunning goes. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I, for the most part, enjoyed commentating it, and I kind of enjoyed running it, at least the first. Hopefully this can be a good baseline for us to work off of. And the video just ended, so I'm not sure I'm not sure what I'm going to post at the end here. But, or I mean, like, put up on the screen while I finish talking. But I'm pretty much done now. I need to go take a long drink of water or something. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to improve massively on these splits and cut down from these 10 minutes per level time. Yeah, pretty much every level seems to have taken about 10 minutes, which is crazy. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching this, although I doubt anyone has made it this far except me. So if you did make it this far, thank you extra very much. You're a true fan, I guess. I'll buy you the ice cream if we ever meet in real life. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next video. Post any comments down below if you have anything to say. I'd love to get a conversation going. I like talking about Spyro and speedrunning or whatever else. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.